you know, thematically, it's very cool. It's like, oh, you're trying to take away life? Well, I'll take away your life. Huh, if you
Bam.
hurt this little innocent froggy.
Never comes back. Legit.
No.
No.
Or maybe it's just like, you know,
maybe it's not supposed to come back.
Maybe it parallels Bluey in that
yes.
she has abilities that are maybe used sometimes, but are never
Anna,
used
what is
again.
that?
Oh, okay. So it's my dice tray, as in
The hefty boy.
As in it's just like an organizational whatever. But I hate using these for like their actual intended
I don't want
purpose.
to use them for work.
Like I have so much shit in this room. I need to like throw a lot of stuff out. But it's kind of handy being like, oh, I want a D4. Not that I've had to do that recently.
Right, Emma's frozen.
You know.
Yeah.
We got loading squares.
Oh, she is. Yes.
Reap.
You're right.
Her computer died.
Oh
goodness.
Oh.
Rip.
Oh man.
Wow.
Wow.
Also, a new update to the new recording setup. The region is not going to show up in the top right of recordings anymore. It's just going to be webcams.
Oh god, what's happening?
Oh, Emma, are you back?
Hello? We
Hello?
can't
Hello?
see.
The last thing I heard was Bluey paralleled, something like that. And now
that's quite a while.
Why is Emma's lag so bad? Is my lag bad today? How am I going?
You're on and off.
Pretty good, yeah.
Is that alright?
Oh, I am lagging again. What's going
Nah,
on?
you're right. You're not too bad.
Yeah.
I'm working on closing tabs and shit on my computer. So
Emma is disastrous.
Yeah,
but your
that's
voice is
real
clear. Voice is clear. Camera is like 3 light years behind.
Good shit.
So weird though, because when I called Emma the other day, like just us, there was no lag at all.
Does anyone want to see any drugs?
What?
Wow.
This is legal.
This is a new arc for Bluey's character. Wow, not what I expected.
Drugs.
No, actually, you probably can't. You probably can't like focus on that. I don't know.
I can't read the dex of
Looks
something.
like
something.
drugs.
What are you getting with this? Drugs?
Dexamphetamine?
Dexamphetamine.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
I actually don't know that
There
one.
you go. I've had it 2 days in a row, and it's been pretty okay.
Cool.
Had a good day yesterday.
I'm
Not
gonna
only
have to
because
close the rest.
it was 2 years of Tom and I, which is very nice.
Oh, cute!
but-
Congrats!
Thank you. But also we had a fairly good like session of study, where I kind of felt like, you know, okay, working, which is just like that's nice. It was nice.
That's some good stuff.
Nice time.
I'm happy for you.
Didn't get as much work done today, but that's okay.
That's not important. It's the fact that you tried.
I just want to share. It's just yeah. Good.
Hells yeah.
Oh, I could stop doing that.
I've still got heart palpitations. They won't go away.
Oh.
Is it because you're so anticipating this session?
It's because I had a giant gotcha of black tea, like this big, and my heart has just not stopped going like ever since.
Good.
It's really painful. I feel slightly
okay.
nauseous.
Oh, I should probably save that document that was very important that I just closed.
Deep
well.
breaths.
There we are, there it is. Okay. Manga game 6th grade. Hate being a teacher. On my Mac. There we go. That'll do, donkey. That'll do.
You were like 10 seconds behind, now I think you're like 3 seconds behind.
Yeah, I'm slowly like closing shit on my computer, and I've also about to free up about 16 gigabytes of space by deleting some movies, so maybe that'll make me, I don't know if this is doing anything. Then I'm gonna leave and come back in.
Alright.
Alright,
Okay.
over here.
Let me see what cards I have that are incorrect.
Cards?
I have my spell cards, but I messed everything up.
Good stuff.
As usual.
I love Dungeons and Dragons.
Still have most of these. There are some things I always have and I never use, like Sleet Storm. Just not very
Very good
interesting.
one.
Yeah.
Does sleep not work against Drow because they're elves?
Sleet.
Sleet
Sleet.
Storm.
Not sleep.
Sleep Storm.
I need that.
That's
A
great.
long rest. Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Okay.
Be funny if the spell was yeet.
Yeet storm.
Oh yeah, Thomas, because I know you will. If I'm laggy, just tell me to turn my camera on and off because
You're laggy.
it was. I'm laggy.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
How about now?
My cheeks
Now
are
you're
pretty
good.
puffy.
Okay, just tell me whenever that happens and I'll do it.
I can tell you whenever you start lagging until you
1
get sick
minute.
of me telling you. But I think it's gonna come
I
back.
will be back.
Okay.
Good, because
Anyone
watching the
want
videos
to
are
like?
Yeah.
Actually, how are people going? How I mean, I was like, overshare. I'm on drugs, and it's pretty
I'm doing
good.
great. I'm literally reading practice questions right now on the side of the screen. How are you guys
Mhm.
doing?
I tried to do work at work, but my lunch break's only half an hour on Sunday, so I only had time to eat a sandwich and have a matcha latte and go back. So yeah.
I just woke up a bit ago, but it's going great.
I took a nap right before the game, actually. I'm doing.
I was going to, but then I'd have to take off foundation because otherwise I get all over my pillow, and no, don't want to look like I did yesterday.
What's up?
Hey, welcome back.
Hey.
I am Loran now.
Hello.
I have
Ryan.
Sarasa here for when Sarasa needs to be summoned.
Are you just gonna
Oh, I
switch
can
them
wear
out like the talking hat?
I can wear them both and tuck them into my shirt and like untuck them when I.
That's good.
The Dehane Bros.
I love that.
Best
Um,
boys.
Aw.
I love the Dehane bros.
What is the date? 10th of November.
I
have
never
something
figured out the
else
age
here.
difference between them.
Where did my leg go?
Remember, I'm back away.
Oh god, I think my brother
I know.
turns 20 tomorrow. That's so weird. I just
Yup.
realized what the
My-
date was.
Whoa.
Oh my
What?
god.
That's funny.
My younger brother won't be a teenager.
Have you gotten him a
anymore.
present?
Your younger brother what?
I know what I'm getting him though. My younger brother is
Birthday?
turning 20 tomorrow.
Oh, that tea's nice.
Huh.
He's got
Why
the
am I
easiest
drinking
birthday.
more tea?
Yeah,
Bad
Lily, stop.
idea.
No caffeine. No caffeine. Water
Yeah,
only.
Lily, stop this.
Put
I
your
don't
tea
know if this
away.
has
Get
caffeine.
water.
I don't know if this one has caffeine. It's called like Fruits of the Alps, so I assume no.
Okay, maybe not.
Is
then.
it
Probably more like an
tea, though?
herbal.
Caffeine-filled Alps. Okay.
Caffeine-filled Alps. I have like 8 teas that my friend in France has sent me, and I'm just slowly working my way through all of them.
Shut up. Fuck off.
It's kind of like.
Sorry,
It's
the
nice to hear
chimes.
ambient.
It sounds like a
background.
nice bell in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
It
nice
must
when
be
you hear
loud
it
as heck.
every night from 6 until like 8. That and all of the political vans are just the worst. There's so
Oh.
many
I
vans
don't miss
just
that from
driving
Tokyo.
around. Nope. Don't
Is
miss
it
it.
coming up to like voting time or something?
Soon,
council or
thank
something?
God. But they've just been like shouting propaganda at all of us via siren.
It does feel
content.
like that.
Yup.
My mum said it felt like Big Brother when she was in my apartment and they were just driving past.
Yeah. So I don't think I'm ready to start. I'm not. I don't think I'm there mentally yet. Hang on, I need 3 seconds to drink some water. I'm not very. I'm actually feeling fairly sick. I have a really bad cold. It got real bad after the game last night, and I had like just got like completely fatigued at like 10:30, and then like couldn't sleep at like 1, and then it was like hot and I was cold, and I've had like that weird like dry lips and like weird nose all day. Weird nose is my favorite symptom of a cold. So if my voices sound weird, or if like my eyes go red, or like I go like, or I have to go, it's because I've got a cold. and I'm
All the
probably not-
NPCs have a cold. Canon.
You're doing
Yeah,
great.
it's
Hope you're
flu
feeling okay.
season in Kalkan. Righty.
Including Kuru.
Including Coral. The first note I have
Sorry,
here is
Carol
that
with a cold. I'm just like.
Kuru just like
Sorry.
I suppose you're wondering why I brought you here today.
It'll be great.
So you're just like, do you need help with that?
Would you like a
Fuck
tissue?
you, I'll kill your family. Oh, my Spotify's working again. Oh no, hang on. I made it worse. If anybody wants good music for the Temple of Abundance when we get there, the Chernobyl soundtrack is real good.
I'm not going to
also
push my
the-
Wi-Fi, but I'll see after.
Its soundtrack is good. Or just my regular, I have those playlists where it's like, which one is it? Prepare for Battle is a good one, even though it's not necessarily
I thought
battle.
you were going to say my regular soothing voice.
My regular soothing voice is
Yeah.
a good one for getting yourself into the, mind theatre. Alrighty, so
Mind palace,
shall we do
sorry.
a roll for recap?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
15.
Okay,
Same.
we're going to do the roll closest to 4.
I got a
Okay.
1.
Okay. Oh, it's a bluey. And
20.
time. Oh, it's a bluey recap.
Okay. Is this one where I missed a lot of time?
Did you miss
Apparently
the
not.
beginning of this? I don't think you did.
I don't think I did. Okay, what was part of that? But I can't remember like where this game, which bullet point is where the game starts. I
If you
think
want
the
to tag team, you can as well.
the discussions for potential magic practice of Bluey with courage.
I think we started going to Calcon.
Oh, did we? This is session 47, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And we decide we're going to go for the tome. I've written in all caps mango tea. Someone, I guess, I don't remember who, but I guess someone scried and saw Gerald now has a significant wrist to elbow gash. It's got sort of like sand or fine gravel around it. Within the last 8 hours. The next thing is like teach courage common with Slayer. Fella leaves us with some lavender tea and goodbyes. It was very nice. We go to the Fort Kellyan. Leave as in sorry, we'd already done that. To get to the teleporting circle. Teleportation circle. There's a really embarrassing conversation between Bluey and Amory, where they're like,
I remember that.
they're all like, oh, yes, we won't harm them. And Bluey's like, no, but seriously, don't coerce them. Okay, like for real. And they're like, yeah. Just like, oh no. There's a lovely Loran to Brian conversation, and Loran's greater restoration again. I can't remember what that's done, and I can't remember that conversation.
Not much.
I'm so sorry.
He was basically hyping all of you up.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Okay. Hello greets us all at the Calcaria thing with 10 guards, just like scrapped together very quickly. We go to the guard's house, and we see the chaise lounge that Talos would occupy.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't there, was he? He was already in.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And
He was
and
already
like,
infiltrating.
were the other family members there? And we were all like, oh,
They're like his like entourage was already there.
It's
and
possible.
and
entourage.
you were like,
That's the word I was looking for. I put
entourage.
groupies in my notes.
Groupies is a good one.
I'm gonna turn you up, and I don't know why you're quieter for me. Sorry. Oh, okay. Right. Sorry. Resume. We find the healer's tent and the abundance workers. So good. In the mansion, Lorella's, trying to be calm with Telosh in the same room, and then we discover Ural and his husband Hunan, and later their son Hakan with a big cat called Padre. Ural, Lorella, Daniel, and Neff have a nice big hug that Telosh tries to get in, and they're all like, "No, thank you." And Saraza is also welcomed in.
Saraza.
So yeah,
Sorry, I'll say that every time Saraza's name said.
Bluey. Bluey escorts Telosh out, or checks that he doesn't come back.
You had the iconic line. Don't forget.
That was so good. That was so good.
So iconic. Do you remember? Telosh was like, couldn't stay away, and Bluey's like, Ashley, I can.
That was really good.
As long as one of you's written it down, I'm good with that. All right. Big cat search. It's fucking feral. Bluey's great at handling him, but weak. Lucas is introduced. Taken back to heal Padre, and then we discover the parents were Ural and Hunan all along. Lucas is introduced to Lorella. It's like we'll probably be seeing each other more, I guess, because it's like the Messiah. Not only the Messiah Kalkan relations, but it's also Daniel, maybe, like wink wink nudge nudge.
Wink wink nudge nudge, yes.
I hope, pray.
Daniel's never letting him go.
Brian lesser restorations Padre and brushes him thoroughly. And Brian takes Hakan on a little ride on shoe while they go back to the temple workers to bring him into the thing. Daniel, Hakan, and Padre go upstairs to read a book. It's very nice. Neff tries to put up a special type of religious sanctum thing.
Don't make that noise
took
again,
an hour
Thomas.
and unfortunately was already negated by the fact that we're in the mansion. Whoops. And we mentioned that the fact that there's a code that Lorella knows to do with the tome.
Oh shit, I haven't done a spell.
Yes, sorry. This is happening very slowly. I should, unless you need more time, Eva.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm just drawing a little map because I remember there was a room that was very hard for me to describe it to myself, so I'm doing that.
I'm also
But actually, don't forget.
Put it away.
You haven't had a long rest since you guys got to Kalkan. So any spell slots you used today, any restorations, anything like that, and such, you have already used.
I think I'm down a second. Yeah.
Okay, and Lorella sort of gives support to, I guess, our mission to get the tome, basically leave immediately. We're told that the Temple of Abundance is huge. It's mostly underneath the ground. Scarcely occupied, lots of farming. And then we're told of Neff's 5 friends, one of whom unfortunately died. Who is?
Safta.
Safta's dead. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I've written here. Rip Safta. I'm sorry.
They will be missed.
I'm sorry, Nev. And also, okay, temple has a messaging system. It's like a very simple tablet. It's like across the temple, and also Gelda has like a master tablet. She'll be, in the guardhouse. The nearest teleport is like,
Yes.
I think it's about an hour away from the temple, near the strait bordering the Kimuriat.
Okay, sorry, that was my mistake. Bordering Kemerat, which is the country.
Kemerat. Thank you, Kemerat.
Kemerat. That was shitty.
We meet Kavi. She's witty and short and has tall, pointy horns. And Neff and her have. Well, Neff has the muscle memory of a handshake. It's like, that's sweet. Also a bit sad. But it's vaguely sweet. Elle, very tall. TOL. That's how you spell tall. Tall. 7'5", shy, tiefling, green eyes, green hair. Ricard, the half elf, human, blonde, curly hair, intimidatingly long ears, light blue eyes. Heavy eyeliner, heels. Paris is not there. Oh no. Oh no, Brian says.
That's just every game.
He scries and successfully sees the Vishar, Sinestre, Karul, and Paris to the east, and then panning west as well, trying to find Giral. He's a little further away, alone in the tunnels, a dressing on his arm, eye swollen maybe from crying. He punches a wall, yells. He punches over and over again until skin breaks. And I think he walks a bit further, stops and sits, pulls out old paper with undercommon on it. It's a contract. Giral, he'll be allowed to retain. No, that's a different. I can't read my own writing.
Return to the Church of Loth.
Return. Thank you. That makes sense. Allowed to return to the Church of Loth if it's with the tome. Assistance will be sent from the houses. Oh, okay. It's like, okay, we're now organizing. Brian looks in the mirror of maybe what would Karul have done once Bluey incorruptible holds the green dragon thing. The beacon. Wait, what? Whatever. What? He wants the beacons because he's bored and wants to fuck shit up, and improve it.
That's such a summary. I'm like, okay.
That makes sense.
That is all from my notes.
Yay.
Thank you.
All right then. Well done,
that's
Chloe. Let me
Yeah.
drink
Make
some
it a bit better.
water, and then we.
Yay.
Right.
Waves
So, gold star.
Thank you.
So,
do I have a gold star? No, I have dogs.
all of you.
I have dogs to go.
All of you are making your final preparations before you teleport yourselves to the.
Oh no, closest... Emma, you're really, really laggy again. Sorry.
Okay.
Shit.
When it gets to like 10 seconds behind, that's when I'm like.
Should we change? Did changing regions to Japan help at all?
We're in region Sydney at the moment.
I think it helps, but it'll mess up Lily's a bit. Maybe, but we can try. I don't mind.
I think it's more important to have Emma's facial expressions than mine. So
we can certainly try it. Go for it. Change it to Japan.
We could swap it every time each one of us talks.
No, I veto that decision. That's terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, switch it.
Can you imagine? Right. That'd be crazy. That'd be very chaotic.
That would.
That's like the chaotic neutral solution to this problem.
That's so distressing to me.
If you switch it and someone just tells me when I'm like annoyingly laggy, I will just turn my camera off and put it back on.
Yeah, you're all good at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to remind myself to let you know because I don't really mind too much.
I've just found that I have.
I don't really look at you.
Oh my god.
Oh lol! I have a note from like March which says, "When the tome situation is sorted out," and I was like so optimistic back then that it would get done so much quicker.
You thought the campaign would be done this month.
I know.
Well-
I'm stupid. There's so much stuff
great.
that's happened.
I
that's
mean, we
now-
could die in the next 2 sessions, guys.
You could.
So much has happened in
Sorry.
the last 4 days. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
I love it.
It's wild, man. Okay.
I need you all to not die, not only for my sake, but especially for Bluey's sake. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
We'll be strong.
Okay.
Performing like a medicine check, can that stabilize an unconscious person who's taking death saving throws? Is that what that can do, or can you only do that with like a medicine kit or something like that?
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
you have to
spell
have
that
the
does that.
kit.
You have to do something. Or a healing potion.
A healing potion
But I
stabilize.
gave
I
that
mean,
to Sobek.
Oh,
well,
no.
a healing potion.
Actually, the spare the dying cantrip does that as well.
Yeah, but I just looked at the skill for medicine on D&D Beyond, and it says you can it lets you try to stabilize a dying companion.
Oh.
I think that you'd have to be
That's
proficient in medicine.
Cool. Yeah. But
Yeah. You'd
Clerics.
have to be proficient in medicine and be able to pass a DC, probably.
Is there...
More grievous the wound, the probably
so I'm just
more
looking at
harder it
I
would
love
become,
talking
but
about
doable.
grievous wounds before.
It's a very,
I
it's a
think
very
that
brief
would be-
description there.
I think
Yeah.
it would be the difference between one death save, 2 death saves, like would be a big difference on trying to stabilize someone. Like if they went down within the round, if they've already made 1 death save, if they've already made another, then you're going up from that. But that's a different thing we cross when we come to it.
I hadn't even realized that you could like find out what these these skills were supposed to be used for by clicking on them.
Yep, it's good stuff.
Like, it
Great.
gives you one
Whoops.
sentence there, though. Like, it's
Yeah.
not the most, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where DM's
Discretion
Lawhammer comes.
in. Yeah.
The Dujon
Yeah.
Master.
Okay. Are we?
I didn't
Okay.
understand what you said
Mm.
until just then. Cool. Okay.
Can we
I'm
go
ready to use
now?
my Yes,
I was just looking at the time.
Dude, I'm ready whenever. Go for it.
Okay. There's a town called Hamaz, which you are told is the place you will need to head to in order to approach the Temple of Abundance, above ground, that is. So, as you all sort of leave the huddle that you've been in, sort of discussing your plans until this point with Lorella, with Saraza, Ural, and so on and so on. You have however time you're allowing for yourselves to have to prepare for your journey. So, what do you do in your last moments before you leave Calcariad?
I would like to roll the brief foresight.
Okay.
And so I'll announce that to everybody, and I'll remind people if they make a bad throw, unless it's a 9. If anyone wants a 9, there you go.
Yep.
We could impose it on our enemies, maybe. So.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Can I give my
Yep.
fam a hug before we go?
You can. Who do you approach first?
Who's your favourite?
Who's my favorite? Who's
Well, approach
who's
your
the
favourite
closest?
last.
Sorry.
Okay.
Who's whoever's closest? I think. I'll kind of just like.
That's up to you. Where were you standing?
Who's around us? So
Everybody,
Daniel is there.
essentially.
My brother's there. His husband is
Yep.
there. My nephew's there. My nephew.
Daniel and Hakan
And upstairs.
are upstairs.
Are they
They are
upstairs?
there. Yeah, those are the only ones who aren't there.
Okay, I'll just quickly run up there and be like, bye.
Okay, so you go upstairs, you sort of make your way through
right
the
back.
hallways to where you know Danielle's been staying. Throw open the door, and you see Danielle as kind of like sat Hakan on the bed. Hakan is like wide-eyed, like, what the fuck? And Danielle is reading him excerpts from Necromance Volume 2.
Inappropriate.
Daniel, what are you doing?
I was reading to him. I thought it would be fun.
Okay. Hakan, are you okay? How's it been going so far? Are you doing? You don't look okay. Are you okay?
My world's changed before my eyes.
Well, you two enjoy yourselves. We're gonna go save the world.
Nice.
Wait! And Danielle puts the book down and she turns around. She looks at you and she says, "Are you going now?"
Yeah, pretty much. We're just saying our last goodbyes and heading off.
Don't say they're your last goodbyes. I don't like that. Sounds
You're
really
like
final.
no, sorry, the latest, the most recent goodbyes, not the last ones. I'll say goodbye at least one more time. I promise. You can count on that.
You know,
Yeah.
Neff, when I first met you,
Hmm.
Hakan, close your ears. This is a very private conversation, okay? I need to make sure if I'm being emotional, only one person hears it at a time. I have a reputation. And Hakan's like, huh?
I'm just gonna
And
look
Neff
at her
continues to like,
concerned expression and then look back at my sister.
Neff, I know I'm not exactly the easiest person to get along with. I'm so beautiful, people get intimidated by me, I think. But I'm also aware that my approach to making friends and being nice to people is unique, so I'm sorry if that made you feel like I didn't love you, because I do love you.
Aw, nah, you
And
don't
I
have to worry
think you...
about that.
Well, I wanted you to know that before you went and did whatever it is you were going to do today.
Well, I wish you.
Because I'm a bit
Yes.
scared.
You don't have to be scared. I've died twice already and come back, so I'm invincible. Don't you worry.
I don't think that's how that works. So.
Yeah, probably not, but yeah.
No.
It's fine. You're doing a good job. You're making friends. Your intent is there. You're genuine, and you make everybody's day a bit more interesting and memorable. And you bring a smile to people's faces, and I think that's what's important. And I kind of knew that from the start. I never doubted you. I love you too. And we'll be back. Don't worry. It's not going to be the last that you see of me.
Better not be. Because I'm not gonna lie, I need some help. Dating advice. I mean, you're probably not the one
I mean,
really
I've
to
never
get
been
it
on
from, but you're my sister, so like you're the first person I should probably ask.
I can certainly chime in as much as I mean. I've been married. I've been married. I've never been on a date before, though.
Well, that's rough, isn't it?
That's rough, buddy. Yeah. It'll be okay.
Well,
we'll have plenty of time to discuss your romantic endeavors.
she puts out her pinky finger. Both of us have to live until, I don't know, after all this is settled so we can go on a date. Brian wants to go.
Okay, we definitely have to. Pinky promise.
Okay.
What's that like a? What's
Triad
6
date.
people going on a date?
I don't know.
A really big date.
A really big date. It's not a quintet. What's the level up? The money.
And
She
at this point, I'll
uses
open my
that
arms.
like pinky finger to pull you in and gives you a hug.
Aw, cute. I'll embrace her. Give her a big, tight hug from her little sister, Neff. I can't believe that I'm her little sister. We're both pretty incompetent, but we're making it work. I give her a hug. I'll look over to Hakan. How does he look? Does he look approachable? Does he look like he doesn't want anything to do with us? What's his deal? Can I insight check him?
He has his hands over his ears. Do you want to insight check him?
Sure. Oh, the dice. You know the dice sometimes it like rolls on a good number and then it like rolls back over like nah.
Not today.
It's not gonna be hard to see him. He's a kid. He's
That's
see what he's
what on
about.
earth is this math? This is like 13.
13. Okay. He has his ears covered, but one hand is a bit more like this, so he's actually listening. And he's got kind of wide eyes, and he looks to you, and he sort of brings his hands down. So, Neth, are you like going and like on a mission or something?
Well, our whole group is.
Careful.
We'll definitely try. Come give your auntie a hug. Come to Auntie Neth. I'm gonna start waddling over like a penguin.
Khan looks really like unsure, and Daniel's like, "Get over here!" And he's like, "Oh," and then he comes and he leans. He thinks it's cute.
I'm gonna whisper into his ear. If Daniel makes you uncomfortable, run. It'll be fine.
Fair advice.
Don't worry, she's harmless.
He's wrong. I'm very dangerous. The Khan jumps and is like, "Okay, I'm going back downstairs now. Bye."
Bye. I'll head back downstairs.
Okay. All right. You head back downstairs. Everybody else.
Oh, wait, where's my
do you want
mom?
to go? Where's your mom?
Where's my mother?
Everyone else downstairs. You would have seen Lorella just sort of like peer up the stairs after Neth and wait patiently at the bottom, like kind of rubbing her hands together. So she's at the bottom of the stairs waiting for you as you come back down.
Mother.
Neth?
So, we're about to head off.
No! And she pulls you in before you can say anything else.
I'll return her embrace. It'll be okay. We'll come back. Don't worry. It'll be all fine. We'll destroy the evil in the world.
Key.
I'm very intimidating, you know.
You are. And she kind of brushes the back of your hair.
Aww.
Oh,
Don't worry. It will be okay.
you're so strong.
Strong enough to fight the forces of evil. Just you wait. I'll tell you all about it when we get back.
You will, I'm sure.
This is a tragedy.
Take care of Daniel and my brother for me. They're staying here, aren't they?
I'll try. They are. For now, we'll be a family and wait for you to come back. And once you do, we will see what happens next.
Sounds like a good plan.
Well, it wouldn't have been possible without you, and I know that there's so much more you still have to give. You and all of your friends. Come back to me, okay?
Most definitely. Thanks for all the support and for being there for me and for us. Thank you, Sarazar.
Lol.
Her eyes glance over. Everyone, you see Saraz is already sort of walking towards the door. Just sort of slowly but determined. He hasn't said goodbye to anyone.
He had a family hug.
Mm.
Okay.
Take care of him for
Go
me.
on.
He's a softie at heart.
He's going with you.
Oh, he's going with. Oh, never mind.
Paris is
That's
coming
really,
with us.
That's really awkward. You're right. Lol. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. He'll be back.
Take
too.
care of.
You were gonna say sorry.
You take care of him for me.
Will do. We'll bring him back in
For
one
all
piece.
of them, I think they need him. Somehow, it's
I think so.
It's a very subtle thing, but I'm reading the room very well. I love you.
I love you too, Mother.
Your father would be proud.
I hope so.
I know so.
Oh.
She gives you one last squeeze and pats you on the shoulder and it's like, okay, get out of here.
Okay. And I'll
Go
say
save
goodbye
the
to my
world.
brother as well.
Okay. Scroll over. And you're all is sort of by Hunin's side. And he kind of looks down at you and he's like, Well, it's funny that we were just reunited and now we're being parted again, but I have a feeling you'll be back.
I have a feeling too. Life kind of throws a bit of challenges your way sometimes. It's hard to navigate the seas, but we'll be sailing right back here as soon as we're done with our adventures at some point.
Sailing.
We're not
yes.
sailing.
We're not sailing. You're not sailing, I don't think. I think you're going by teleportation, but I understand the metaphor and I appreciate it.
I'm glad you do. It was nice. It was nice meeting you.
Well, we will have more chances after this to get to know each other, I'm pretty sure.
I hope so. Big hug.
Get in here. Yeah. Pulls you in. One arm. Pats you on the back.
I'll give him a squeeze.
He ruffles your hair.
Oh,
this is fun.
Ruffling my hair? Okay. And I'll ruffle his hair as well. Is it fun?
Ah, I bet you can't reach, can you? Huh. Pull back again. Nice try.
I'll be back and I'll be taller, just you wait.
I will. Eagerly. And Huneen steps forward and says, well, you have to come back too, because I think that we'll need more babysitters for Hakan when he's here. And I don't know how much I trust your sister, so...
Don't worry, she may have a fiery personality made of dynamite, but she's got a heart of gold. I can vouch for that.
Oh, well, we'll see, won't we? Good stuff.
I'll be more than happy to. Take care.
Maybe you can share the load. Yeah, I will. It was good to meet you.
Likewise, the feeling is mutual. Well, I'll leave you both to it.
Okay. You sort of head to the door where Sarah's is standing as well.
Alright. Bye.
Puts a hand on your shoulder, gives it a squeeze. He's like, shall we wait outside?
Let us.
You can have some time to calm down.
I'm always calm.
Okay. Anything you need. And the two of you head outside. Alright, the rest of you.
Slya would have just bowed to the royal family and then followed after Sarah's, or that's it.
Okay.
I kind of want to wait until an appropriate moment where the people going to face Carl and friends are all together.
Okay, well, Louis then.
She'll also kind of be like, wish us luck. But also, she's gonna be like, and then she's gonna feel that gem of brightness and be like, what's this again? And then she's gonna go outside.
Good stuff. So good. Okay. All right. As you all leave, Brian, you follow out last. Do you say goodbye to anybody left in the room?
I think he just gives a little
head around the corner. Bye, Brian.
Brian waves his hand and a flower appears in Daniel.
Ah, you got to come back too. I need to help for my dates and my dating life.
Brian just laughs, says, okay, I'll be back soon. And he leaves.
Okay.
You'll leave. You're lagging, in case you wanted me to tell you.
Me?
A little bit.
Okay. As you all make your way, you'll make your way out of the front door. Loran turns around and says, please do eagerly await our goodbye. And he bows out. Very low. Very kind of over the top, respectful. Daniel gives him a as he goes. You make it outside. The door closes behind you. And you are all... Whilst there are people around, this is the sort of group itself, except for Sobek.
Oh, where's Sobek gone?
Wait, where is he?
Well, he kind of went off to do his preparations, so you can imagine he's coming back soon.
Alright, I'll skip Sobek.
He wasn't there, so...
I had dot points for Sobek, but it's fine. Okay. Brian kind of like, he looks a bit nervous because he has been very stressed, but then he kind of like, before we leave, I just wanted to say something very quickly to everyone except, he looks around, I guess Sobek. I'm sorry if my stress has gotten to you in any way or made you feel like I don't appreciate or I undermine you, because that couldn't be further from the truth. So just before we leave, I have a couple of small things I wanted to say. And he turns to Neff. Neff, I'm really proud of the person you're becoming, and I want to thank you again for putting so much trust in and respecting all of us, even to your own detriment. Gives Neff a pat on the shoulder. Turns to Bluey. Bluey, you're one of the kindest, biggest-hearted people I've ever met. And I, too, find every word that comes out of your mouth a joy.
You two find what, sorry?
Find every word that comes out of your mouth a joy.
Yeah. Same as.
Slia, he looks kind of embarrassed, but you are more of a mother to me than my own blood. And I think that you know that. But I just want to let you know that you mean more to me than Sarah's I know that you don't like words. I can understand. But I believe I speak for everyone when I say we owe you our lives many times over. And thank you for being who you are. And he looks at Neff. His eyes like flicker back towards the door where Lorella is. You deserve happiness. Nods. And he looks like he's finished. He's like, oh, Loran. He walks over to Loran, and then he grabs his collar and pulls him down and gives him a big kiss.
Oh yeah!
And he says, he says, I love you, and when this is over, I want your children. Okay, let's leave. And he straightens up and he starts walking.
Wow.
The best thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Oh my god. Hang on. Okay.
All right, we have a new T-shirt quote.
Yeah.
I'm going to make all of us T-shirts with that all on it. Okay.
It's everything else that came before that in small text, and then Loran, I love you, and when this is over, I want your children, just like massive at the bottom.
Brian did start walking away very quickly after that. And you can imagine that he's walking ahead to hide his face.
Lily, this line will appear in our Brand Flakes collab. I don't know how, but it will.
Okay, but
the best thing I've ever heard in my whole life. And as you pull away, Lorana's like, stunned silence for one of the very few times you've seen him without words.
Yes.
And he turns back to the rest of the group. His face is completely beet red, and Sarah's is just looking at him like, and Loren's like, I'm gonna have his kids. And then keeps going, keeps walking off with you. As you'll begin to go, Sarah's sort of says, give me a minute. And he runs back inside the mansion.
Did we give Sarah's ideas, perhaps? Maybe.
A minute passes. A minute passes. And he comes back outside. He is also bright red in the face. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Oh, Sobek. Fuck. Oh.
I just realized we hadn't actually changed regions. Because Emma's lagging really bad for me.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa.
The place of dreams.
Hey.
And cool trains. Japan. Sorry.
The place of dreams and cool trains.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's enough. That's enough to keep me happy. Like,
Yeah, I'll take it. All right.
well,
Sarazo's kind of
lots
like
friends. Anyway.
kind of flustered. Let's go. Sobek. Sobek's still inside the mansion. Can
I'm gonna open the door and like yell loudly inside. Sobek.
you see all like Huneen, like Ural, like Daniel, Hakan, and Lorella just standing there like red faced, and like they're all just kind of like staring at you like the fuck. And then you hear a voice from upstairs go like, "Just a minute, hang on." And you see Sobek slowly making his way around the corner. He has a nice little satchel, which is too nice for his god-awful robes. You think he's been wearing the same ones, just like cleaning them like with prestidigitation, since you met him. And he makes his way down the stairs. Have you ever seen? Go on.
I want to ask. Can I help?
No, I'm fine. I'm just getting in the zone, as they say.
I mean, we have to get over to the other zone.
I'm working on it. Hang on.
Okay, sorry.
And he sort of like says, can you just close the door for 5 seconds?
Okay. With me inside?
You outside.
Oh,
yeah, you leave.
Okay, outside.
You close it. 5 seconds pass. The door opens. Right, so let's go and find the Tome of Absolution. My quest is finally going to come to fruition.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Save Paris. All right.
Yes, that's also a possibility. But first, Tome. Well, we need to have our priorities in line first. Before we have to be on the same page. We are going for this book before we're going to save people.
Can we like do that on like the carpet there?
I believe we are teleporting. Unless
aren't we then
carpeting.
taking a carpet?
Sure. Whatever
or
you guys
shoe?
wish.
Okay.
As we need. But let's get the hell out of here first.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
And Sobek begins to walk fairly swiftly now off out of the compound. Do you follow?
Yep.
Okay.
Unless everyone else doesn't see where he is, and I'd want to be like,
Okay.
and break up the. I'm gonna have his kids.
Loran is just kind of like.
Yeah, that's sweet though.
Make a perception check. Anyone who's listening.
Yeah.
Okay.
My closest to listen.
26.
Oh, really bad. 5.
19.
And anyone who got over probably a 12 would have heard Sarazad is... No, not Sarazad. Loran the Dad. Loran the Dad.
Oh no.
Coming from your brand, Sarazad. Anyway, you keep walking and you make your ways out of the guard's house. As you leave, people noticed you come back, and sort of word has sort of gotten round of your arrival. And now that people are starting to realize something's amiss, the 5 of your friends, Neff, who you sort of summoned inside the mansion, have, it seemed, made quick work of... Sorry, the 4 of your friends that you summoned into the mansion.
Well, actually, 3 of them, because Paris isn't there.
The other ones.
Yeah,
Did.
Sorry.
Four of your right, okay. So the four of your friends, of which 3 arrived, who you summoned into the mansion, have made quick work in putting the word out that Paris has gone missing. And seeing all of you fairly main players in this game vis-a-vis the Dunes, the revolution, stabilizing the country, leaving once more, people stop in their tracks to watch you go. And as they do, all of them give you a nod as you pass, in sign of respect. And you make your ways out of the guard's house. Talos's entourage are gone. The streets are quiet, but you notice shutters open where before they were closed. If your friends have made quick work of spreading the news of Paris's disappearance, they've made quicker word of spreading the fact that the war is over.
Heck yeah.
And slowly but surely, as you make your way around the very close districts to the guard's house, more and more people's shutters are opening, and people are looking out, and the clouding sky is brightening to blue.
Damn, there are clouds in the sky. Should have made note.
Sorry. As you make your way over to the other side of the city, where you know the teleportation circle is, you take in the sort of sceneries of Calcariat and think about when you first came here and how different it is now. How you found a family and how you gained a family. And you gained friends and mentors who you'll never forget. And you find yourselves at the entrance of the teleportation circle. You can see the road down which you ran with Hallel to the brothel where you hid out and had your battle with Feyren. Not the last battle you would have with her, but the last one she would survive. You can see boats bobbing along the horizon line over the ports. And you see one that doesn't quite match the others, with bright white sails, with a crest that all-star you recognize to be that of Lucas's. And it's quite peaceful.
This really is a boss battle.
The music I have going on in the background for this is from Detroit Become Human, and it's very good. So, the teleportation circle awaits. Shall we? Sobek says, looking at all of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm ready unless anybody wants me to set up Word of Recall.
Where's
to be set up?
It
Might
should.
not be a bad idea. The more outs we have, the better.
It is currently set up, but if you want me to set it up here, then we can set up. Otherwise, we're going to be back at...
I think the fact that it's set up, we don't want you wasting more magic
keeping
before
it on
this.
White Cliff is actually... They won't expect it.
Where is it set up? Sorry?
It should be White Cliff
White
Castle.
Cliff Castle.
Okay. Oh.
Yep.
With Freddy.
You good? You remember where White Cliff Castle is?
Who's Freddy?
Oh,
Frederick Winterbrand.
Frederick
Ow.
Winterbrand. Sorry.
This is your arc. This is
Anna.
your
I-
Anna.
I'm very bad at remembering
I understand.
things.
Uncle Freddy.
This expression as
Uncle
you try to remember
Freddy.
who Freddy is.
Oh!
Oh,
Uncle
Okay.
Freddy. One of the many dads of this campaign. Not the top dad, but one of the OG dads.
only 5 people and Nev can use that though? Is that
Let
right?
me
Yeah.
very quickly check.
So it'd be 6 people total.
And
Oh.
yep, so one person
Mhm.
would be left behind.
Sobek can teleport himself though, and so yeah, Brian's not leaving Laura, but Sobek can teleport himself.
It's high key backup. Yeah, you and 5 creatures.
The people who you know can teleport themselves would be you, All-Star,
Yeah.
Loran, if he can find a teleportation circle, and so for sure can definitely teleport themselves.
I can take people to the Feywild if there are people close.
Yep. And then Sly. So I'm making a list of everybody who's here.
I'll see it. Oh no, can't do.
No, who's just people who are just in the group at the moment. We've had the fewest NPC tag-alongs in a very long time. Courage is here. 2 people will be left behind.
We should come
No
up
one's
with
gonna kill Courage. He's a cute dragon.
We should actually very quickly come up with a safe word that somebody can yell if you want me to cast it. Just in case.
But we have to make sure that this safe word is the only situation in which we cast this spell.
Exactly.
We don't take things into our own hands.
Yes.
Now, I don't know about you, but I felt very uncomfortable when I heard that you all sort of were off in different places whilst we were all off in different continents. So let's not do that again. How do you feel about not doing that?
That sounds like a good plan. I like it. I will incorporate it into my my plans.
Good stuff.
Okay, let's come up with
Emma,
a safe
can you
word.
please do your camera again? Sorry. I'm trying to stop it.
Is it everyone?
Yeah, it's
probably everyone.
Then I'll just do it like this.
I have sort of.
No, but once you turn it on and off, it works again. Same with my camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just have to do it every now and then.
Right.
Oh.
We can say it's frazzle dazzle. In case we need to use it.
Not it.
Okay.
The old frazzle dazzle.
What's a word we never use?
Help.
That can't be the safety word. That's way too common. Wingardium Leviosa.
What does that mean?
I don't
Somehow
know,
think we're infringing on copyright. I can't get this.
The first thing that came to my mind was a bagel.
I have it.
Yes.
Yeet.
Yeet?
Yeah,
okay.
that was the one.
So if you need me to cast
Fair
it,
enough.
just yell the word and I'll start casting it. And then 5 creatures that are willing can make it better.
Sure, Loran has no problem yelling yeet very loudly.
Yeet.
I do not.
Whilst dabbing.
Word of recall. Okay.
Yeet is the safe word.
Yeet is the safe word. That's on a t-shirt now too. Yeet is the safe word. Yeet is my safe word.
It's a good word.
Good shit.
It's
Right.
distinctive.
But how am I going to erase it from my regular vocabulary? Loran wonders.
Accidentally says it and Neff just disappears.
Yeet, yeet. Let's yeet ourselves out of here. I'll find other ways to say things that I need to say. Okay. You're standing at the edge of the teleportation temple. You may are allowed to go inside should you wish to.
I'll go inside.
Yep.
Okay. You see that Hillel has taken her post once more. Taken her post behind the sort of bureau that stands at the side of the circle. It's quite similar to the one that you saw Manra's dad, the gnome, sitting behind back in Melas, but obviously she has a bit more command when she stands behind it, it appears. So as you make your way over, Loran pulls out a sort of quickly sketched piece of paper, observes it, and hands it over to Hillel and is like, "We'll head there." And she nods. And she looks over at all of you and she says, "Safe travels, friends. The teleportation circle will be open for you for when you need to return."
Thank you. Thank you.
She gestures for you to step onto the circle.
Alley-oop.
Okay. All right.
Let's go.
Okay. Alrighty. You feel yourselves. It feels, again, that feeling, the motion of being lifted up and then thrown back down, but your feet never leave the ground. You feel that impact, that but again, you're standing still. By this point, all of you are used to it, so you do not need to roll anything. But it still does just a little bit knock the wind out of you, just enough. You catch your breaths and you look around, and you are standing in a extremely modest room. It's got absolutely no decoration to it, not anything like the rooms you've come accustomed to seeing in Kalkan, which are generally more extravagant and mostly built out of that sort of orange stone-like material. Terracotta stone-like material. Anyway, it's like sandstone. It's like in Egypt, like where the buildings are like that sort of reddish, sandish stone. Reddish,
Acceptable
sandish
orange.
stone. Anyway, you look around this room and it is mostly wood. It has one very sort of rickety looking door. And there isn't actually anybody in here at the moment, but you do have footsteps beyond the door, sort of rapidly coming towards where you are standing. And as those footsteps come closer and the door, you hear it swing open, you see the body of a tall male. It appears to be a dragonborn with copper scales, wearing armor which you've seen very similar armor to Sarza, except not quite of the same rank. The star on his chest has fewer points. The gem in it is not real sapphire, but appears to be some kind of glass with a blue hue. It is definitely royal armor, but just, again, it's not quite of the same rank as Sarza. The Dragonborn comes in and he looks to your group and he says, "What business do you have here? Who are you? Explain yourselves." Do I need to ask twice? Who are you?
Do we have ID?
Oh yes, we have the what's in thingy.
The sisters thing, like
Badges,
the.
We have badges or something.
We're here on official business.
He looks at the badges and he says, "I'll accept this, but I'll still need your names. Your allegiances. Who are you? We are at war, you know."
Nefel, Karamanyazar.
There is no Nefel Karadamanyazar.
Man, use travel slow.
But that's what do you mean?
There is no Nefel Karadamanyazar. The Karadamanyazar family is gone.
Well, I'm
Other
from
than-
the one that isn't.
Reinstated.
There's a lot has gone on.
Somewhat. The
Did-
war.
Does that mean that those who fought the Dunes were royalists?
Can I insight check this guy?
You can, yeah.
28.
Oh,
28. He's completely earnest. He has no idea about this. This, other than he seems to know about the fact that there was a battle with the Dunes, and that he is now making the educated guess that you are royalists, seeming as you claim to be Karadamanyazars.
what's
More
a
like I
royalist?
was trying to.
I don't know what a royalist is.
Someone who supports
Supporters of
monarchy.
royals.
Okay.
Okay.
More like I was trying to like gauge how he reacted to monarchy / royalists. Like,
Oh,
what
you
was
want
his,
to see
like-
what side he's on?
Yeah.
Considering the fact that he's wearing armor, which allies him with the monarchy as a sort of in general,
Okay.
you can, and his sort of
So he
surprise
doesn't seem upset.
is genuine. He doesn't seem upset.
I sort of just
The,
nodded.
the war is over. There was a ritual combat. Monarchy won.
This is a lot of information to process. I'm sorry, but come out. Come with me. And
I lean over to Neff like, we really don't have time for this. Coral's marching Paris through the temple as we speak.
Yeah, we should probably go. Excuse me, what do you need with us?
I need to take you to my superiors so that you can be seen by the people and so that we can spread the word that the war is over.
Yes, this is important. However, we can't do this right now. We have to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Can I give you a written document? I can sign it.
I suppose so. Make a persuasion check.
All right, persuasion.
Is there a way to help with that action?
Ooh, and I've got a bonus.
How? How are you helping to persuade them?
Slade will just say that the Empress is already spreading the word.
I rolled an 18 for persuasion.
Okay.
It is true that there is no war going on now, but we're on business to attempt to prevent further events from occurring, I guess you could say.
Could just send someone back through the teleportation circle to lay eyes on Lorella and then confirm it themselves.
I see. Okay. I believe you.
My apologies.
Do what
No
you need
disrespect.
to do. No, I understand. I'm sorry, Hamaz is a town which is not well connected. We are in the middle of nowhere. Truly, as far away from anything as you could possibly imagine. Again, news travels slow here. I'll escort you to the edge of the town and then you can make your way from there. Just walking through town should be enough to help people realize who you are. If you don't mind, just maybe telling people as well as you go.
I'll turn to the others. Do we want to stay undercover or do we want to walk through the town?
I don't think we should make a big scene. If they really want to confirm it, why can't they just send someone back to Calcariat?
Maybe they don't have magic people here?
You can ask.
This logic.
Sorry. I'm Bluey, by the way. Do you not have any magic users who could teleport you and a few other people back to sort of check up with Calcariat? Not that I think it's your responsibility to do so, but
That's a fair point. We have one user who is just powerful enough to make this work. We usually save them just in case we have an attack, but as it appears that is no longer coming, we will do this as you wish.
Yeah, I think you'll be safe from the dunes for a while, that's for sure, because we were a fair part in sort of long story. If we survive, we'll come back here and we can tell you all about it.
Brian's already unpacking the magic carpet, getting ready to go.
He puts out a hand to you. I'll see you soon. Bluey, to shake it. It's a promise. You'll come back.
What's his name?
You never asked him.
What's your name?
Kazdan.
Kazdan.
What?
Kastan.
Kazdan.
Nice to meet you,
Kazdan.
Sorry, thank you.
Thank you for your
Go.
help.
Do what you must. But return to here when you can.
Most definitely.
Thank you.
We'll be waiting for you. Godspeed.
Thank you. All right.
Okay. You guys are shown out of the building. It is, again, very modest. Not at all like Calcariat. This area looks to be fairly hard hit by whatever previous conflicts have come through here. Whilst waiting in Calcariat, you do know that there were many sort of reports of bandits and raiders coming through these sort of areas as satellite groups from the dunes to take part in guerrilla warfare, and this is one of those places that's been hit by it. Castan walks you out into the sort of austere camp and says, "Off you go." But as you are about to climb on the carpet, he puts a hand on Saraz's shoulder, and he looks at him and he says, "Do I know you?" And Saraz says, "Another time, I'll tell you everything," and then gets on the carpet.
Do we need 2 carpets for everyone?
You have one that can carry 6 people.
One that can carry 4.
Courage can fly, so you need 1 extra person. You need room for 1 extra person. A whole other carpet, or you could use Shoe.
Shoe's going to stay in the locket for now.
Okay.
Can we maybe use the other carpet?
Yes. Okay. You hop up onto the other carpet, whoever wants to go on that. What's the arrangement for carpets?
I don't mind. We can give the husbands their own carpet if they want to.
To husband.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah, Brian can go with
Yeah.
Moran. You guys can have the big cut.
Can I suggest?
I think
just
Slya
wrote-
knows how to steer.
I just wrote Brian and Loran's initials on the carpet, and it just says BL, and I've never really thought about that before.
This is amazing!
Why
What?
did we never think of this?
That's crazy! What the?
I never thought about that.
Oh, that's
Wow.
great.
Can
Go
I
on.
suggest that we fly very close together because Bluey wants to make sure she knows what she's going to do.
It's a good idea.
So whenever that conversation can start, I'm happy to start it.
Okay, you guys can fly very close. Who's steering the bigger carpet?
Is it only Slya who kind of knows how?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Other people can try.
A carpet's not a land vehicle, is it? No.
Oh my gosh, do you have land vehicle proficiency?
I do.
Next time
Yeah.
you guys ride horses or a cart, you can be the steerer and it'll be amazing.
Is a horse a land vehicle?
Yeah.
What?
Don't worry, Anna. Next time.
When Bluey was struggling on the horse in like session 2 or something,
Yeah,
she
Don't
could have
worry.
had advantage. Oh, well,
It was just a bad day for Blue.
it
And
was a
you've
bad
had
day.
a bad day. You're horsing around.
I've
You
never
fail your
flown one
checks, you get
myself, so I
thrown
will
on the
refrain.
ground. Hee
Oh
hee.
my god.
Anyway, so then we got Bluey, we got Neff, we got Sarah's at the back, and then we got Curry. Okay. So, as you
And
take off, Sarah's a sort of
Sobek.
Sobek will be on the BL carpet. So it's the husbands and Sobek. Because
Fine.
there's 5 people on one, so there's 3 on another. It's a bit more balanced. Okay. So as you take off, Sarasa leans forward and says, sort of a little bit louder so that you can reach all of you. So I know how to get to the Temple of Abundance from here. I'll do my best to navigate for us. Ready to go.
Sorry, was that Sarasa speaking?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm ready when you are.
Okay. So I've rediscovered this gem. I think you can use a charge of it to blind one person or 5 to blind people in a cone area. Anyone want this? Or shall I just use it?
Maybe you should keep it, Bluey.
I
Seeing
trust
as you'll
you
be
more
in-
than I trust myself.
You'll be in hand-to-hand combat, so I think that maybe it's best that you can use it when you need it, if you need to take the upper hand.
Okay. So we probably wouldn't have discussed that arrangement on that note, the sticky note, right?
I mean, does
but
it
you
change
guys,
it?
I thought
you
we
guys
did.
are on the.
In game.
Yeah.
You
the
haven't
end of last
discussed
game.
much tactics at all yet, except for the sticky note, sort of briefly. So you have as Sarah has said, an hour-long trip from here to the temple, as far as he's aware.
Sweet.
So you can take this time to do whatever planning you want to before you're over the temple. If there's anything you want to do, anything you want to establish or say, or anyone you want to talk to, now is probably the time to do it.
I guess are the main priorities like getting the tome out of their hands and keeping Paris safe, and then are we in to kill people today, or are we in to try and incapacitate them, knock them out?
I don't know about killing. I personally would only want to kill them if I felt there was no other option. if we get the tome, then I would consider that a successful mission for now.
Okay.
That's just me.
Is there like a kill safe word? Like, oh yeah, like go for it.
I mean, I hold no sentimentality towards any of them. So if you have to do it, then
ultimately
you don't need a safe word for that.
As long as you're acting in such a way that you think is the safest option, then that's pretty much, I think, what's the best. If
Seeing as
Sorry.
No, go. You were still talking, sorry.
I was just going to say, if killing them becomes the necessary outcome to prevent any of us from coming to serious fatal harm, then, there's no need to hold back, I think.
Seeing as everybody seems to be on the fence about this, I shall put my hat in and say we should kill them all. Because they will clearly stop at nothing to take the tome, which we know has to end up in our hands. So that we can either destroy it, or we can seal it, or nullify it, or whatever needs to be done. So if you are unsure or uncertain, I say we just indiscriminately. I think you all know that was Sobek talking.
Yeah.
In case you weren't sure.
I think Brian looks pretty uncomfortable with that. I'm not saying we should if we have to, but if by committing to that we lose some of our own, isn't the tome the priority rather than...
It is. I understand that loss of life amongst us is not something we want, but once we secure the tome, we have to make sure its safety is assured for posterity until we can deal with it. And if they are constantly looking for it and they know we have it, they will never let us rest. So I am suggesting that we don't let them live.
Can I insight check Sobek?
Sure. What are you looking for?
I just feel like I want to see if that's like the main reason he seems to be like committed to it, because it seems like very bloodthirsty to Brian. I don't know.
Okay.
17.
17. He is, as far as you can tell, earnest. You know who he is. He is the sort of leader of this organization, as far as you're aware, an agent of it at least, who has broken off and has dedicated essentially their whole life post being in the Chimeriad to finding these objects, and one is finally in his grasp. And from what you guys have told him and from what he's seen, this other force have stopped at nothing. The guerrilla tactics and all, fighting, chasing you, disguising themselves and whatnot to get this book. He sees that there is no other option than to take them out in order to make sure that the tome is 100% safe.
How about a compromise? If we feel that the odds are in our favor, we can do our best to incapacitate or permanently stop them. But if we can't win the fight and we have the tome, we leave.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. I'm actually good at persuasion, and I actually forget this. Okay. 12 plus... Wait, where is it? Plus 6. 18.
18. I'll think about it. I don't want you to do something that you feel is wrong, but I want you all to know that I have been committed to dying for this for a long time. And if that were to happen, then I would be happy knowing that I died so that I could secure this book for us and no one else.
So bad.
But yes.
If you die, what happens to the things that you've put away in Pocket Dimension?
we operate somewhat differently to just putting things in pocket dimensions and waiting. We have procedures in place. There's not many of us, but we are strong. If I am to die, go to my shop in a prayer. Go to my study. And you'll know what to do from there.
Okay.
Nev.
Yes.
How do you happen to know whether the Temple of Abundance workers want to come back to the temple?
Why do you ask?
If there was a way to, if we had to, I don't know how, if the place is kind of, punchable and rocks able to come off and maybe not safe and abandoned.
Are you asking if you think it's okay to destroy the building?
It's underground, Bluey. We might all be buried alive.
Bluey, make an intelligence check for me real quick.
Mm-hmm. Just a general intelligence?
Yes, please.
I believe.
I mean, Brian can turn into an insect, but I don't know about all of you.
I can't turn into anything.
Oh, that's a 3.
Okay, this is a great idea, and in fact, you believe in it. This is the best course of action.
Buried alive.
Just keep in mind, Blue, that the structural integrity of the temple itself is important in relation to where it's located. So if we can avoid structural damage for our own safety, I think that's probably the best course of action.
Mm-hmm.
Neff, make an intelligence check, please.
Alright, sure. Come on, Neff.
You can do this with advantage because you grew up in the temple.
Okay, yes, please. Let's roll 2 d20s. Oh, okay, it's not too bad. One of them is very bad, one of them is not too bad. 15.
Okay. The Temple of Abundance is massive. Massive.
Yep.
It would take a explosion of biblical proportions to cave in the whole thing in one foul swoop.
Fair enough.
I wouldn't put it past us.
Yeah. I'm talking like 9th level meteor swarm kind of stuff. It's as big as Melturn, the city.
Jeez, holy moly.
Underground.
That's big. It's a lot of temple.
It's because a lot of it is farmland beneath the ground.
I remember
the largest,
you mentioning,
Yep. The largest amount of it is these cavernous fields, which are sort of a central part of the temple. They don't really lead anywhere, but you can access them from essentially any part of the temple you go to. But they are where the produce for a lot of the country is made, especially the areas closer to the sand wastes where nothing can really grow. So there's a couple of issues with trying to destroy it and collapse it, but that is the biggest one you can think. It's fucking massive.
I see.
Okay, I'll relay like this its size to Blue. Blue, it's huge though, so probably be okay. If whatever we need to do to keep ourselves safe,
it won't be okay.
As long as we're not blowing anything up.
Oh, Brian has flashbacks.
No extreme explosions.
You transcend realities and see a ship that suddenly just sinks beneath the water.
But I think if what you're talking about is maybe like let me understand, it's like breaking a wall to escape from something, I think the temple itself will survive that.
I personally think, Saraza chimes in, it's a good idea to give us some time should we need to buy time collapsing walls behind ourselves. But it's not the best solution for making, if you wanted to make a one swoop end it all attack. I've had some experience in battles and fighting before. If you want my input on anything to do with this, what fights we might encounter, I could help you, but I'm a bit at a loss myself. I don't know what to expect.
Okay. Final question, I swear. Should me and Sarza should we kind of still keep close to the group and bank on people coming to us in order to like, I don't know, or should we just sort of go for getting the tome and getting Paris safe?
I mean, if you're in front tanking the hits, then I'm going to be shortly behind you to make sure that I'm at a range where I can heal whoever it is that's ready to take the hits, I guess, if that's how you're planning it.
Yeah, stay away from us at the back, Loran says. I think Sobek and I are probably going to take a step back from the actual fighting, so don't worry about staying near us. Go where you need to go, and I'm sure you can work from there.
All right. Also, if I drop Asalios, so I'm alright for a bit. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will do my best to ensure that doesn't happen.
Actually, sorry, this is something Emma forgot. Seeing as you just mentioned Asalios, I remembered it. Thomas, I accidentally told you that the name of the Sphinx of Abundance was Sunbasher. That is wrong.
Okay.
That Sunbasher is the Sphinx of Life. The Sphinx of Abundance is called Visnuvis.
Oh, that's cool! Visnuvis. That's like an Egyptian god or something.
Yes.
Visnuvis.
Visnuvis. I think you have the names Sphinxes.
I spelled it right.
You have Asalios, Law and Learning, Jibakari, Death, Ulisama is Health, Sunbasher, Life, and then Visnuvis is Abundance. And I got that wrong.
Visnuvis.
Because I was not looking at my sheet properly. But thank you to Aelin for bringing that one to my attention. But yes, here we go.
I like it. Thank you. Thank you for the info.
You're welcome. That's just something to remember.
Yep, I wrote it down on my little sheet over here. Visnuvis. Gonna put a box around it.
Good stuff. All right.
Also, sorry, out of game though, Emma.
Yeah.
Detect good and evil. Is any of that? I guess Karul's a fae, isn't he?
We know he's pretty evil.
Like, but would that detect anyone else? Dural, Sinestre.
It would detect anybody you thought, anyone really. It would detect any evil.
Okay, all right.
You want to double check if Karul's evil?
Mm-hmm.
Turns it actually like chaotic good.
Remember,
can you imagine?
He's chaotic good.
So this is something more for you to remember. You can only do that one time. If you want to use it on Karul, considering the size of the temple, the best thing to do would be to activate it when you know where they are and you are within walking distance. Or if you believe you know where they are, locate them. That's just a side note.
Only.
Yeah, that just because I know that from the sounds of it, temple, it might seem quite small, but it is huge, and that can get difficult to keep track of. So this is a helpful DM tip.
Going into the catacombs.
Never get again. Speaking of catacombs, look at this cat I saw today. It was a really cute surprise cat. Because I walked outside and I saw this cat sitting on the ground and I was like, oh, cute cat. I stroked it, I turned around, and then there was this cat in the corner and I was like, oh, it was really good.
It's cute, super cute.
Anyways, yeah, it looks like Loran.
Love the cat
If
company.
it was
Kind of looks
Also,
Kitty Patrick.
it's like Brian expression.
Yeah.
Neff, before we go into fights, we might consider putting some death wards on people.
Yes, good idea.
but it's definitely going to take up a little bit to do, but
Might be worth doing
before we
though.
get into before we get into a fight.
Yeah.
Can you death ward people at a distance?
I think it's a touch spell, but also it lasts 8 hours,
It is touch,
which is
yeah.
why, like, just if we think that we're going to meet them in the next 8 hours, it might be something that we consider spreading across the group.
Yep. All right. Well, I can do that. I'm gonna put a death ward on Bluey then, as Slya gives me this information.
No. No.
I'm gonna reach out my arm. What?
Not yet.
Do not death ward me. Or just don't do it.
As you're doing this, Sobek like puts a hand on your wrist and reaches across carpets to like try and stop you, and is like, "Neff, no, we still have a while to go here."
What's Neff doing?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Trying to put a death ward on me. Don't.
Yes, Slya
not
brought
right
up
now.
the death wards, but like, not yet.
Good cat. Yes.
And also not me. Don't do it.
Actually, that's
Honestly,
probably a good point.
I have so many death things
Put it on
that
the
I can
squish.
evade.
It is touch.
Rank the squish.
Yeah.
Maybe Loren.
If the target is
death ward.
subjected to an effect that would kill it instantaneously without dealing damage, that effect is instead negated against the target when the spell ends. Oh,
Brand, Loren, possible
beefy.
targets.
We should discuss who's
Slya's
going
gonna
to be
use all of her 4th level spell slots to do it, but hey, it's gonna get done.
Good stuff.
I did actually rank everyone who's likely to be hit by that. But I don't know if we can talk about that.
Yeah.
Is that worth talking about? I don't know. I think we
Yeah.
do.
I mean, if we're death warding.
Yes.
It's something
Yeah.
you can talk about so long as you don't bring in meta information. That's okay.
Yeah.
You can talk about that kind of thing from a character standpoint.
Okay.
So who should we be death warding?
Well, historically, we should probably think about who both
Loren.
Cool and the
Death runs away from me. I'm fine.
Definitely Loren.
like Brian like holds up a hand so Loren can't see it. Loren as well.
What doesn't kill me better run for its life.
Loren, I'm probably gonna death ward
Coming
you.
for it. Okay, well, I mean, I won't say no. I like to live. We have children to have.
Can I insight check just like who else is with us? Sobek is with us.
Sobek, Loran, Saraza, Courage are your MP.
Okay. Can I do like
The boys.
Can I do a general insight check on all the NPCs at once, or do I have to do it one at a time? Just to see like how built they are, how squished they are, basically.
Okay, you're trying to take stock of who you have. I'll say you can make a group insight check if you want to, but you're going to get different amounts of information about each person based off of who you're looking at first.
Yeah, so I'm gonna not look at I don't need to look at Bluey. Bluey's strong.
Okay.
But yeah, just general sort of. Just
you're
insight.
looking at the NPCs.
Why is the dice? It's like it rolls to like a 17, and then it like flips. And it's like it's a 10. But let's say that's a insight, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that 10 turns into an 18.
18. Okay.
We love
Sobek
insight bonus.
has been wearing the whole time this sort of like black robe, which appears to be made from sort of like fur.
Mm-hmm.
The fur is kind of matted now and sort of like clumping in places. It's very old. It's really worn. Underneath it, you can just see the peakings of a thin shirt, but this appears to be his like clothing of choice. He's got sturdy footwear on, but he is, and his tattoos, as you know, are covered sort of all the way down here, up his arm. Long black hair, kind of like matted. He is quite gaunt.
Right.
Emma, hello.
Yep, the lagging. So am I better now? Okay. He's quite gaunt. From this from this appearance, and from what you know about him, he doesn't look particularly strong at all.
Mm-hmm.
But you know him to be a capable caster. He can cast teleport, which is a very high level.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the game, levels and things don't really come into play,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a very powerful magic. And you get the impression that he knows what he can do.
Mm-hmm.
Loran, you've spent more time with him. You know him quite well. His magic has quite a flair about it. His sort of key thing, he's got defensive spells, and he's got offensive spells. He's quite utilitarian.
Yep.
Utilitarian is not the word. He's quite a utility caster. He's useful. But like you said, he's staying back. So you get the impression he knows where he's at, how to use himself. Sarazur is a loose cannon in so many parts, so many meanings of the word. He has thrown himself on Karul to save you all. He has put himself at risk countless times to save you particularly, and has risked life and limb to make sure that you made it back to Kelkhan.
Ward the bros.
He is, from your perspective, the most likely to put himself in danger on purpose and not telling you about any of you about it.
Yeah.
He does have something to live for now. That is the fact that he wants you to come out of this alive, and maybe even to, live himself. But you'd have to ask him about those kind of things. You don't know 100% where he's at in his mind or mental state.
Okay.
And then you have Courage, who looks quite weak but powerful magic.
Okay.
I do want to get round to asking Courage what he can do. So later, yeah.
I'm looking that up.
I'm gonna relay to the group, but also kind of addressing specifically Loran and Sarazur. I would like to, once we get closer to the temple, death ward the brothers.
I mean, you can just call us.
But I like the brothers. It sounds like a band.
Okay. Band of brothers.
Sorry.
The brothers.
I'm just happy that Sarah's is not protesting it anymore.
I think I don't know about Courage.
I'm very weak.
I can't. Can he speak common?
Oh, you're speaking common. I'm sorry. I thought you were addressing him in. But that's okay.
I can.
Oh, you can't speak. Oh, it's Sly.
I can only speak.
Yeah, I can translate.
Can you speak Sylvan though, Neff?
Nope, I can speak Abyssal, Celestial, Common, and Infernal. My only 4.
The only thing is that why would they hit Courage?
Yeah.
Courage is the least in danger, I think.
Also, I'm pretty sure Neff is in the stages of learning Abyssal, so her skills are
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So Sarazur says, I don't want to take away anything that could be used to help protect yourselves, so please think of yourselves first and me last.
That's what I was thinking. And you can protect us, so if you're taken away, that's bad, so I'm death warding you, Sarazur, okay?
Fucking got him.
Yeah, got him.
Got him!
I can't argue with that, I suppose. Okay.
I love that.
That's my wisdom. That's my wisdom coming in. Huh?
Okay.
Huh?
I see you, Neff. And Loran says, again, I'm perfectly fine, but I'll accept this gift. Should you want to give it to me?
Most definitely.
Okay. Alright.
Slia, what do you think?
Well, if I get you and Brian as well.
Brian's like, I'm fine. I can turn into animal. It's quite useful.
Slay holds up a hand so that just Loran can see. He's getting
In more ways than one.
Emma!
Slay blushes and focuses very hard on just steering the carpet.
I'm so happy Brian did not see that.
So, Loran dad.
The game is too much. Emma, what happened?
I mean, this is slow. I've been slowly gaining confidence.
My tongue is burning. This is too much spice.
This is just Emma.
Chili flakes!
This is just raw chilies at this point. This is bird's eye chilies.
I really like that actually. Chili flakes and bran flakes are like the two modes, because chili flakes
Yeah.
is both cold and hot, and then bran flakes is bran flakes. So good stuff. When it's too spicy, it's chili flakes.
I'm allergic to
I
chili.
just got that.
Whoa.
Sorry, yeah.
Bevan's just
Oh.
gonna like turn a shade of purple that isn't her normal purple shade.
Cool.
Did you hear it? I thought it was between. Sorry, speaking with my mouth
He
full.
didn't sound very quiet, but I mean that's up to Emma, I guess. Did I hear that?
He's on a different carpet, so Brian, what you saw is Loran lean over the carpets, pull Slyer close, and be like, in more ways than one. But you probably didn't
And
hear.
you
what he
Actually,
said.
I don't.
Can Brian do like an insight check? Because that looks like something else.
You would see Slia's ears turn just like violet.
Yeah, can Brian like then tell? I don't know what it would be.
Insight check to see what he's. What do you think it looks like?
Natural 1. It looks like they're kind of like flirting. I don't know.
Can I insight check
He's
as
kind
well?
of like a little bit forward. All-Star, this is all on you and how secure you feel in your relationship. You can decide from this point whether you think they're actually flirting or not.
I think Brian kind of like shuffles towards like behind Loran and then just takes a look at Slya, slowly laces his arms around Loran's shoulders and
I like it.
The return of Slyan.
No!
Never.
I like how it was Lorraine doing this to Brianna in the one shot, and it was Brian doing this to Loran now.
It
it was like shadow. It was like shadow Brian, just like no.
Have you seen
Okay.
that, like, just really quickly, have you seen that the meme of, like, the two, like, buff arms, like, shaking hands?
Yes, I have.
That's, like, Lorraine and Brian against Slyan's.
Lorraine, Brian, rejecting Slyer's romantic interest.
I'm sorry.
Misinterpreting Slyer's. Yeah.
For interest. Yeah.
It's a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Oh.
there was something I was supposed to tell you guys. I forgot what it
Is
was.
it courage related?
It was something to do with Sarah's. You wanted to say something, but I forgot. Ah, yes. Sarasa looks over to Sobek, and it kind of furrows his brow. And who speaks Sylvan here? Okay. And in Sylvan, he says, "Your shoelace is untied." And you see Sobek just doesn't react, and he goes, "What?" And Sarasa nods and is like, "In common, nothing." And then he turns to everybody else on this carpet and he says, "In Sylvan, to those who can understand it, Sobek's too close to the tome."
What? Sobek's to what?
I think Sly is the only one who can understand him.
Wait, I
Yeah,
can't
Slia's
do.
back
Oh.
just kind of stiffens.
Brian, you can probably hear it as well with your max perception. And Loran also would probably be able to hear it.
The
'cause
shoe thing is
I
so
don't know
clever.
Loran.
He
Yeah.
what? Sorry.
Sarasa says, "Well, you didn't understand it, so it makes sense." The story.
Yeah, but
But you,
He's-
but
He was testing if Sobek could understand.
Yeah.
Sylvan.
Yeah.
Sarasa says, "I don't want to say too much, but he could put us at risk."
What? Oh my god.
Oh,
courage can understand this, can he?
Courage can
can.
understand this. Yeah, he translates it to you in Draconic.
Sobek's just like what?
Sobek doesn't react. He's just sitting there.
Am I close enough to join in this conversation, or am I a bit too far?
You're steering the carpet, but you can lean over to Slyer. It's probably
Okay.
close enough.
I'm gonna lean over to Slya and say, I don't agree with this going into this with a massacre mindset. That's all I'll say. And he leans back.
She just kind of nods, but like you can. I feel like Brian is close enough to where he would probably pick up on that she seems really distant.
Oh. Yeah.
Really what?
Distant. She didn't say anything at all during the discussion of how to deal with the assailants, the enemy. You would have noticed that, Brian.
I don't know if you like how easy it is to read this, but like Brian doesn't have any intention of like going in there to kill them. He'll only kill in defense, or if he's like set off. Yeah. He wasn't super keen on Sobek.
That's the thing you can say in character to relay that information if you're struggling to with your gestures and body and language and whatnot.
I think Brian said enough. I think his stance is pretty clear.
Sure.
Like Slya got that.
Yeah.
But she just seems very distant right now.
Onwards.
Onwards. Okay.
Bazoom.
It's about. I think it's about midday by this point. The sun in the sky is hot, and you can see in the distance where the sand wastes should be. It's just desert. And as you sort of continue on your carpet ride, going further and further away from your original location, slowly in the distance, you begin to see something cropping up on the horizon line, which isn't a sand dune. A significant sort of distance by this point on carpet. You've traveled, a significant distance by this point on carpet away from Hamad, and sort of cropping up out of the ground, you see a sort of like slope of rock. I'm trying to open my note. It is a sort of slate grey, but with a hue almost of orange, of that sort of yellow from the sand, which is caking it and sliding down its sides. Built into the side of this rock is the face of a very modest terracotta building, perhaps 3 stories tall. It blends into the desert around it so well that it almost seems to be growing up from sand itself. Oh, is that a transition?
Oh.
Hang on. That was that unintentional?
Oh.
That's funny.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. That's good content. Undercuts some of the tension that it's building. I like it. Growing up from the sand itself, the exterior is made up of 4 very wide pillars, leading to a domed roof. The exterior of the building, sort of equally placed, there are glass windows. Go away, notifications. Glass windows, mostly caked with sand, and one side of the building appears to be almost on the verge of collapse, with only a fragile pillar sort of keeping up the roof, and sand is sort of pouring out of that side from the windows, cascading downwards. And every now and again, you see there is just like a cascade of sand from the higher levels. Not a very sound structure at all. Just got a snapshot. It's not a very sound structure at all. You're still about 10 minutes away, but this is your last chance if there's anything you want to do before you enter.
Perception check.
Okay, perception check.
Shall we all? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
Ooh, that is
23.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
21.
the sun is high in the sky and Slya sees nothing.
24.
Hey.
24, good. Neff.
21.
Ooh,
So everyone except Slya.
Okay. It's hot. It is a bright day. Sand is sort of slowly shifting as the building settled in place, parts of it beginning to collapse, Neff, you recognize this area fairly well, but it doesn't look anything quite like you remembered it. There used to be a more sort of. There used to be a wider structure outside of the temple, which was sort of like a temporary place where people would be put up. They would have like a very small house for animals, horses, that kind of thing, livestock, here as well. But that's gone, and it's damaged. Everyone can see that there's been significant structural damage. This temple was not spared in the June's sort of attack on the sort of establishment and the temples.
How long ago would
there is nothing? Go on, sorry.
Sorry, I was just going to ask how long ago would have been the last time I saw this temple in the way that you're describing it?
The last time you saw the temple was a couple of years.
Okay.
It's maybe been 2 years by this point, because you were rescued by Slyan'ssun, taken on your journey, and then which took about a month, then had the majority of your voyage by boat from the other side of Kalkan to where you were going to go in Kalkariat. And that's a long journey, so that's another month on top of that. Then the whole problem with you being thrown off the boat, 4 months in the Axe, and then on top of that, all of your adventuring time. So maybe a year and a half top.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a significant amount of time.
I'll look to the group and quickly say, I last saw this temple 2 years ago, and it didn't look so desolate as it does now.
Slyan'ssun says it was not spared by the Junes, I assume. I mean, I assume that this is sort of disuse over time. There are no temple workers there anymore.
Well, one's coming back. Neff laughs to herself.
Can I do a general?
It's mine.
Can I do a general arcana check?
You're looking for magic.
Yeah.
Sure. As in, like, you want to see if this is a facade similar to the Winter Palace?
Yeah, just if there's any kind of impressive.
Sure, if there's an impressive magical essence you can see. Yeah.
15 plus 8.
23.
23. Thank you.
No, not that you can gauge from out here. You're still a fair distance. You can't see any illusions on the exterior of the building. This appears to be at what you're seeing is what you're getting. It's face value. So in response to your earlier perception checks, which are all very good, there doesn't seem to be any danger in the immediate vicinity, other than the fact that the building is sort of partially collapsing.
Let's go.
Okay. You continue forwards until you reach sort of within about 50 feet of the temple. And you can see from here that there is a large front door, which compared to the rest of the building looks very clean, almost new. It is closed, and this is the only way in. It is not big enough for you to enter on the carpet. You have to disembark.
Should we go down?
Very quickly. In Draconic. Courage, what can you do to attack or to help us?
Yes. I can make suggestions which seem fairly to aggressive parties. I can make myself look bigger. I can make terrain look like it's not terrain. And I can become something else. I can bite people. I can make people euphoric.
Make people what?
Euphoric.
Very happy.
We can all get stoned together and chill out after this is all done.
Yes. Well, that's not necessarily what that means. You don't speak Draconic either.
That was just me, dog. Sorry.
And then I am resistant to some magics. I can speak to you in your mind. Oh, no, I can't.
Never mind.
One thing I will say that I know I cannot do, that's live for very long. My sister once took issue with a dryad who then hit her with her branch. In one hit, she was down. It was very sad.
From a dryad.
Ooh.
One hit. Bye-bye.
Maybe if you really feel like you're in danger, maybe like come to me and I could just sort of like, or maybe get way back. Maybe that's better.
I am tiny. How about I hide in your rucksack?
Yes.
All right. I will make you magical, Bluey. They'll never even know I'm there. And he starts to fold up his wings and burrow into your bag. It's kind of
But wait, should someone cast light on like me, something on me or something?
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see what we're up against first.
Yeah. Before
we'll figure it out. Okay.
Yeah. Slya would like to just say a quick prayer just for guidance.
Okay. Slya, you put your hands together. And you close your eyes. And as you do, you kind of remember that walk you took at the Winter Palace. That vision you saw, the wolf and the moon. And something in you is at peace. It almost feels like there's a hand on your shoulder. You get the feeling that if it comes down to it, you'll make the right decisions.
At least your deity likes you.
Yep. Wait, over here just like, what are the right decisions?
You'll know when the time is right.
Yeah.
Young Moonchild.
Yeah. That's so cute. All right.
Should I cast my death wards now?
Saraza, do you know how far the archives are within the...
I only ever went as far as this foyer beyond the door. He nods. I met Neff there.
If we can make it in
Neff?
less than 8 hours.
It takes a day to walk across the whole temple. And that's assuming that we don't encounter any obstacles along the way.
Well, just yes.
I have a... Well, it depends if you think it's worth it. I could transform us into clouds. We can make the walk a lot quicker. But that's only if you know the way.
I don't.
Neff.
I can roll something, maybe.
Make an intelligence check.
Come on, dice, don't fail me now. Roll. That's about right. That's a 13.
13. It's been a while and your memories aren't that clear. You could do it.
I have a vague recollection of the way.
Could I carry all 6 of you and I dash with my boots?
No.
I don't think I can do that. Right.
No. Well, I guess let's just get in there and see what it's like. But it's an option that I can do.
Okay.
I'll keep the death wards in my pocket for now. And if we run into an area that seems dangerous, then I'll pull them out.
If you turn into clouds and run away all of these rooms.
That's why I didn't want to do it, but I was like, is that meta?
That's true. I didn't
That's
even
fine.
think that.
You can do what you want.
Those are kind thoughts. And
Wait.
Scary noise.
What did I miss?
The fact that if we were clouds, we'd be like zooming through all these rooms that I think
That Emma's
would have
carefully
to,
crafted.
Like,
Brian ruins Emma's plans again.
right.
Sorry, I just want to like really quickly just like zoom like all of this stuff.
Well, let's get going, guys. That's our next year and a half worth of games.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, that's full screen now.
I mean,
on the recording.
I've stopped on a really fun little note that I wrote called Fountain of Friendship, but that means absolutely nothing.
I have a quick question though. So
Yes.
Brian transformed all of us into clouds. Would he technically be making clouds for lightning?
No. So I'm assuming the spell you mean is Wind Warp?
Yeah, I was just thinking about this in a really. I just had this horribly dumb thought. No, it's just like I need to know if this is a thing that could ever work.
Nope. Definitely.
Nice thought. But no. And you also can't cast that inside, I don't think. Unless the room's big enough. I think that's part of the spell. Hold on. Let me check. I have cards.
You get the impression the cavernous tunnels would be, but
Oh no, as long as it's a big room, it's okay. But
you and up to 10 willing creatures you can see within range assume a gas duration. Which is 8 hours. Appearing as wisps of cloud. While in this cloud form, a creature has a flying speed of 300 feet. Has resistance to damage from non-magical weapons. The only action the creature can take in this form are the dash action, or to revert to its normal form. Reverting takes 1 minute, during which time the creature is incapacitated and can't move. Until the spell ends, a creature can revert, which also requires the 1 minute transformation. If a creature is in cloud form and flying when the effect ends, the creature will descend 60 feet per round for 1 minute until it lands, which it does safely. If it can't land after a minute, the creature falls to remain. Do you have holy water? It's a 6th level spell. I'll say yes. You can do this.
yes.
If you really want to.
Can I be very annoying and go to the bathroom?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been going to the bathroom this entire time. I've been like 4.
Oh.
Yeah, same.
Just never ask. I'm just like, bye.
It'll involve me, like, whatever.
I'm not going to do it for a couple of reasons. Not just that I want to see what the rooms are.
I think it's one of those spells where it's really good if you know where you're going and what you're getting yourself into. But it can always turn out very much Keyleth Critical Role moment where in the middle of sort of like, they were going into this dangerous situation and then they were all clouds and they encountered the big bad and all just for like 10 rounds were just being hit again. So
yeah, they might just be waiting for us. That's a good point.
You can do it as you like. But
that was what I brought up.
Running away, it's very good.
Yeah.
So
if we can do the transformation.
But I'm not going to give you guys any more ideas.
It's fine.
Yeah, we were already.
I wonder how long we're going to be in this temple. Longer than the Feywild? Let's find out.
There's a lot to see. It's huge. It's a city. You guys can go on your own little adventures here.
We can't go on an adventure. Karul's in the temple. He has a hostage. No sightseeing.
Yote.
That was exactly what Brian would say if someone suggested sightseeing. Slightly angrier voice.
Good shit.
Oh. And if we stop for lavender tea, I'm sorry guys, I'm leaving. That's the end. Brian's sanity is going to snap. Double check my spells because these are partially wrong. I don't have that anymore. I do have this.
What have you got?
Aelin, quick.
Oh, yeah. I used that recently.
I only use that in dire situations.
Yeah, like, it and to be honest, it didn't really help very much. So
it helped a lot last time Brian used it. So.
I mean, yeah, it definitely helped Brian. It did not help Nazeth at all.
It's like an orange dot on one. Bad printing. There are lots of things I don't use because I just don't think about them because they're like inherent to Arctic druids.
Arctic boys.
Yes. Arctic druids are so unpopular. I was looking online. It's like, no, they're all forest druids. Yeah. I don't know. I guess because when you think of a druid, you don't really think of like ice and stuff.
I would take that every day over any other kind of druid. I'm not gonna lie. Druids.
I like Underdark druids. I think Underdark druids actually.
That's kind of cool. I
think.
Druids. can be so
Particularly druidish.
yes.
Yeah.
But if they have a little oomph, a little bit of a little bit of spice, I can get my teeth into that. Like Arctic, that's not what you'd expect.
No.
And like Underdark, that's also not what you expect. I imagine that's just growing like fungus and moss and damp.
Underdark druids have really cool stuff. They can it's like a lot of poison and shadows and like they have a web, the web spell.
Yeah. I haven't looked into it that much, but it seems interesting to me.
As a lover of druids, I have
Okay.
looked into most of the classes.
I've
Yeah.
really
Got subclasses.
3 out of 4, 5 are all druids now, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's my life.
People who talk shit about druids, I'm like, let me tell you how great. Just sit down.
There's so much variety.
I
You
love
can
Yeah.
do with druid.
Thanks, Thomas.
I play druid in WoW. Wait.
Nice.
Sorry, warlock?
Wow.
What am
I will probably
thinking
never
of?
play a forest druid, but yeah.
I have a worgen. Is my worgen a druid? Do they have druids in World of Warcraft? I'm forgetting now.
No, they do.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go. See
Okay.
the temple do things.
So I'll just briefly recap what you saw. Crumbling temple, quite ground structure, but it's not particularly big. Modded size. The door is fairly clean compared to the rest of the building. It looks almost new. And that's all you can get from out here. So, are you going in?
Yeah.
Could I? Would it be an investigation check on that
Yes.
door if anything suspicious was with that door?
Yep, you can. Make an investigation check.
God, please roll well, or it's just going to be like, wow, that's a door. Oh, fucking
No, not good.
3.
3,
Three.
it's fine.
This
There's nothing
I might be a little bit paranoid, but should we stealth in? Or are we just walking in?
there. Stealth
I
might be
think
good.
the door's fine.
Okay,
Oh, good.
I trust your judgment, Bluey.
Good to know. Thanks for investigating that, Bluey. Good thinking.
Shall we stealth in?
Alright.
Okay.
Okay, please everybody roll stealth checks whilst I roll boys and courage.
Mhm. 9.
I've rolled like
Red is Loran, green is Saraza, blue is
12.
Obek, and pink is
Oh,
courage.
12 as well. I'm as stealthy as well.
We're not very
Saraza got a
stealthy.
natural 20!
Oh, Sarah's
And
disappeared.
Lorenzo.
Where did
Hey.
Sarah's go? Sarah's. Quiet, I have to be quiet.
Stealth. Okay, Saz. Laz. Sob.
Saz and
That's
Laz.
a really good last name. Sob. Courage. Okay. Bry. Blue. Ne. Ni. And Slyer. Okay. So, Saraza got natural 20, so he's good.
He's left the party. He's invisible.
Laz got 4. I'm just gonna write fail. Sobek got fail. Courage also fails.
Oh
So-
no, the NPCs.
They all rolled. So Loran rolled a 4, Sobek rolled a 5, Courage rolled a 4. So I was rolled a natural 20. So luck of the draw. Right, Brian, what'd you get?
I think I got a 9.
Fail. Good stuff. Or actually, I don't know. Maybe maybe you succeeded. You think you're. The thing to remember with stealth checks is you guys think you're stealthed. So, Bluey, what did you get?
12. And so did Neff.
12. Slyer, what did you get?
17.
Ooh.
It's up to Slayer and Saraza now.
Well, it's a group. It's a group stealth check.
I have an
So-
a very quick, interesting mechanics question, which I think
Yeah.
is kind of funny to think about, but I don't know if it's a thing. If you roll well on stealth, like, or just decently, like maybe like Neff did or whatever, and I'm looking at Loran, who rolled like a 4 or 5, can I tell that he's
Can you
like
laugh at them?
he's just like trying to be stealthy, but he's just like very clearly not? Or do I not know?
Can you like shush them or something?
The
Like-
stealth roll is just for hiding yourself. To be
Okay.
able to understand different information about other people, it would require a different check. For example, a perception check to be able to see if you can see around. For example, an investigation check to see if there's anybody else around who's seeing you.
Okay.
I would accept. But that's something else you can. Because it's a group stealth.
Mhm.
I take the sort of average.
Sweet.
All right, let's let this door eat us.
Okay. Who's opening the door?
I guess maybe me.
And you touch it with your bare hands.
Yay!
Hey, they're
what's
dragon
about to
hands.
happen?
I'll let you know.
Yeah, because the door's fine.
How do you touch it? With your hands, just as it is.
With my right hand.
Okay. And how closer is everyone else to the door?
I'm pretty far back.
Okay. How far back are you?
10 feet behind Bluey and whoever else is going in with Bluey.
Okay. Let's maybe make this like a marching order. So 10 foot behind. At the back will be Neff then.
No, I don't want to be at the back. I
Bluey's
just want
at
to
the
be
front.
behind whoever's tanking.
Sure. Okay. 10 feet
Brian's
behind.
staying within 30 feet of Loran, but I don't think this really matters right now.
Okay. So I'll just put you next to Neff.
Slay is probably in the back with Loran and Sobek.
Okay. Bluey's the only one near this door.
Courage?
Your
Oh,
Courage is right
in
with
my
you.
rucksack is in your bag.
Yep. So
Is my bag magical?
Exciting.
Fran,
Let's go.
Brian, Neff.
I'm excited.
Laya
Time
says.
for the
Right,
dungeon,
okay,
part
I'm
of
not
Dungeons and
saying Courage,
Dragons.
okay.
I'm ready to be exploded by a door.
Bluey, do you open the door?
Yeah. It's a safe door. She knows that. Right, what do I
Luck,
do?
Bluey.
It's a very heavy door. You kind of have to push your way through. As you crest the threshold, please make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. Now, I don't think I can
It's never a good start.
reroll any saving throw. Okay. Wrong section.
I should have messaged you to do that.
14.
14. Okay. You enter the doorway. And you are standing,
Okay.
from your perspective, you're standing in a tall entranceway which takes up the entirety of this outside facade of the building, up to the ceiling. Just a sort of fairly grand entranceway, although again, over time, it has been sort of overtaken by nature. Sand. Their floors themselves are a pale kind of like white creamish tile with bright blue bright blue tiles scattered in between. You remember the colours of the temple were kind of a cream, a bright blue, and a gold. And that's the room here. Sorry, the room here seems to be sticking to that colour, although it's kind of faded. And you can see inside the structural damage from that side of the temple isn't quite as bad as it looks on the outside, but it's good. And you're inside the temple.
Okay.
The rest of you, do you enter?
I'll follow behind Bluey if it looked like it was safe.
Yeah,
It
Blue
did.
just went.
Okay.
Emma rolls 5 dice.
Can everyone who enters please make intelligence saving?
Okay.
Okay,
Come
let's
on,
do that.
dice. 14 plus.
Oh
17.
Sarasa with the natural 20s! 2 in a row!
no! Hey, Bluey, how does that roll switching thing work that you were talking about?
Brief foresight. Yeah. Did you
You-
roll below a 9 on the dice?
I did.
You
roll
do
below.
have to know
Okay, never mind
I
then.
think
That
that
alright,
you've
so
been afflicted by a magical effect, and Bluey, you do not know anything.
Okay, I rolled a. I rolled a
You guys
9.
don't feel
Sorry,
that when
7.
it happens. It's a subconscious thing.
Is 17 too low?
You don't know.
I was 14 and I don't know anything.
7.
The save was a 25, guys.
Even nobody notices anything.
I don't like this.
The crazy DM move where it's just like it doesn't affect anything. It's just to scare us.
Yeah.
Make an intelligence saving throw.
The intelligence saving throw is can you
It's fine.
Yep.
can
I'm
you
sorry, I'm just need to
correctly
write all this
add
down.
modifiers to your dice rolls? And that's
Did you
that's
correctly add your
intelligence.
modifiers to your dice roll? Now it's time to tell me. Modifiers. Okay,
It's an
Neff, what did you
intelligence
get?
saving throw of
A 7.
7.
Oh, wait, no, I didn't. I didn't.
Brian.
Saving throw is different from check.
17.
No, it's different. It's
Oh,
different.
No, 20.
8. 22.
Ooh.
You still don't know anything.
It was a 25.
So I
I
got
mean-
a
Sarah's got a natural 20.
Sarah's with his net 20s, man. Holy moly.
Loran got a
You need the blader, Saraza.
What is? And so back. Oh, so
I feel like Neff getting a low intelligence saving throw makes sense in character.
I haven't done saving throws in.
I know, it's because we haven't really had a battle in a while.
We never do intelligence saving throws.
No, it's a very rare one.
It's
a fun
I'm just gonna like double highlight that because I get a +8.
Don't forget.
Wisdom saving throws. That's great.
Intelligence +2. So courage got a 10. All right, so I need to check what Sarah's intelligence save and Loran. Sorry, I should have known that. Okay.
Come on, smart Loran.
Sarah's is definitely passed, so I don't know why I'm even checking. I mean, or maybe he hasn't. Maybe I'm saying that just to put your minds at ease. Loran's insight. Ooh, beefy boy. It's very smart. He's very smart.
He does tell us this all the time.
Yeah.
Didn't need an intelligence saving throw to know that.
Ooh. Okay. All right, so you guys continue through the entrance of this building, and everybody else see what you see exactly what Bluey saw: tiled floors, sandy room. Now that you're all in here, you kind of look around properly, and you see in front of you on the opposite wall. On the opposite wall are 3 doors. The doors themselves are large. The middle one is the largest. The 2 on either side are slightly. They are a white sort of carved wood with golden handles. Again, all of this has been worn down and battered, but they still look. They mimic some of their more. They look like they were once ornate, but they have sort of, gotten grubbier with time. On the floor, in front of the middle door, not the middle door, the door on the left, is a body. It is an old man. His chest caved in. His lungs appear to be filled with sand. He is propped up against the left-hand door, and his head is lolled down. He is wearing Temple of Abundance robes. And this is what you see in this room.
His clothes look like mine.
Investigation check?
Okay. You approach the body. What are
you
looking
with that?
for?
Ooh. Is this someone I know? I mean, there's only
Make an
one.
investigation check. You're going to have to pick up the head to look. The face is too close down.
14.
14. This is not somebody you know. The body itself has decomposed quite a bit, but you can tell, old man, you can tell from his robes, temple worker. You don't know anyone other than Neff, who's ever temple, and Neff's friends.
Could I do an insight on his person?
Investigation.
Investigation. I just want to see if I recognize this
You
person.
can have advantage because you recognize, but you can't quite place it in your mind.
All right. So, did you say advantage on investigation?
Yep.
All right. Come on, dice, please. Oh, that's good, but that's probably cooked. I'm just going to redo that. I shouldn't have redone that.
It was cocked, so you have to be honest.
Yeah, I got a really good roll for that cocked roll. It was like halfway tilted on the edge of the mat.
You want the 9, Louis says.
This is now a 15.
15. These robes indicate rank. This door, you can just about remember, leads to the administrative wing. If he came from here and he's high ranked from the administrative wing, this, you can assume, is the former head of the Temple of Abundance, Karshan.
Karshan.
Mm-hmm.
I'll divulge it to the group. That's Karshan. I think that's the administrative wing over there, through that door.
Do you know what's behind the other 2 doors?
Do I?
Make an intelligence check. For the first.
That's
this is
the
middle door.
fourth freaking same roll. Intelligence, you say? That's 13.
13. You're pretty sure the middle door leads to the field.
To the field, you say?
Yep, the fields. The door furthest to the right leads to the living quarters.
Oh.
Strobes.
I think from memory, the fields are through the middle, the big door, and the living quarters are through the door on the right. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm reasonably confident.
Mm-hmm. You know, based on your knowledge of just exploring this place when you were younger, everything is pretty much connected.
Mm-hmm.
But the easiest ways into these 3 places are from here, just because these are the ways you're supposed to get into the outside.
Okay, if I was trying to get... Okay, would I know then, having worked in the archives, would I know which way would be the best to go if we're trying to get there as quickly as possible?
That's my next question.
Make an intelligence check.
Alright. Come on. Please don't roll it. Well, actually, it's not a bad roll, but, like, come on. Give me something good. Oh, natural 20!
Natural 20, you know. Good shit.
Nice.
Let's
Okay.
go.
You know that there are 3 options, the quickest ways. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, the administrative wing has a sort of spiral staircase. It's very narrow, 1 person at a time. It goes down incredibly far. And if that's unobstructed, that's your best way down. Number 2, you can make your way all the way through the fields and approach there from that side. Number 3, you can go through the living quarters, take the stairs down the whole way, and skirt around the fields, and then emerge on the sort of like far side and approach the archives through the... Those are the 3 best ways to go.
Alright, do I know out of the field and the living quarters which one of those 2 ways is the faster of the 2? I know that the admin's office staircase heading straight down is the fastest.
Admin office staircase heading straight down is the fastest, the most convenient vis-a-vis. You're going to have to go 1 at a time, and it's very steep, and you can do with that information what you wish. Of the living quarters and the fields, the difference is so inconsequential that I'm going to say you would just... It's almost worth flipping a coin. I'm not suggesting you do that at all, but like it's a very inconsequential difference.
All right. I think if we're trying to get to the archives as quickly as possible, with no obstructions in our way, then definitely going through the admin wing, taking the staircase, which we can only go through 1 at a time, very narrow staircase, big drop down, that's the fastest way to get there. If we don't want to do that, and that's out of the question, then heading straight through the fields, or through the living quarters and skirting around them, down some stairs. Those 2 options are both about the same.
Neff,
Yes.
if we're going to be going into a fight, perhaps staircases where we can only go 1 at a time is not the best idea. Are these fields big enough that we can fly over them?
Are they?
They were last you saw them.
When I was
last Bluey, what?
Bluey.
They are...
Can I ask Courage to fly down, as quick as he can to like check that it is unobstructed, and if it is, he can come back up and then.
But what Brian's saying is that we shouldn't go down that way, because if we do get interrupted by fallen people, we're on a staircase. So even if it is unobstructed, it's not the greatest like playing field for us to be on.
And maybe they'll think we're going down the other ways. No, sorry.
I have another question for Emma. If I'm thinking about this from the perspective of like, okay, well, I know that the field and the living quarters are both slower than the admin's office, but that's out of the question. Out of those 2, which one can we be more stealthy in? So if we're trying to hide, how can we hide the best out of these 2?
Amongst bushels of wheat. I see the wheat's grown.
Or is this something that I wouldn't know?
Fields. You didn't really work in the fields. You don't know them that well.
Okay.
I think the way you would have probably gone the most often would have been the living quarters way,
Mhm.
But like I said, everything is slightly connected. You know that you can go part of the way, I think, with a natural 20. You could go part of the way in the cut through into the fields later if you're safer.
Mhm.
You could do the same in the reverse with going down the middle pathway.
Okay. So
Unfortunately, you don't know enough about the current state of the temple without seeing it to make an educated decision about which you think you want to go down.
okay. So I haven't really worked in the fields, so I'm not that acquainted with them. I know that the paths are kind of connected, so if we want to go partway through one and then switch over, that is possible. I'm personally much more familiar with the living quarters route. That's as much as I can say about that.
Let me just check one.
The fields have the most... Okay, I think you would know that if you're looking for maneuverability, the fields is probably your better friend because it's huge.
Okay, the fields are
Massive.
huge. Plenty of room to hide, plenty of room to run, plenty of room to fight.
I was about to say, there's not going to be a lot of room to hide.
Oh, no room to hide.
Necessarily,
but
because it's quite open and flat.
Open and flat.
But it's
like Australia.
Good, it's good for maneuvering around.
Mhm.
It presents lots of different kinds of terrain. If you want to use your magic carpet, it's also good.
Okay.
But then also I'm not gonna lie to you. There's pros and cons. I could go on for ages about.
Yeah. Well, I would just say.
Is anybody gone?
I would personally say, just since I'm slightly more familiar with the living quarters route, I would probably vote for starting off in that direction. But if you all think otherwise, then I'm happy to go with whichever route.
If you feel more comfortable in living quarters, then let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. Is anybody still looking at the body?
Can I look back at the body?
Okay, Well, I think it's right there and right in front of you. You already looked.
Okay.
You noticed two things. First of all, your roll before was a 15, right? First of all,
For investigation, yeah.
Yep. There is a trail of dried blood coming from beneath the door of the administrative wing. Second of all, there is a piece of paper in this guy's hand.
Can I arcana check the piece of paper?
Yes.
All right. Okay. A natural 20 again. It's
Natural 20.
Wow.
Arcana check. It's not magical. I'm sorry to say.
What a waste of a roll.
But with your Arcana check, I think with a natural 20, I kind of think of an Arcana check as like a kind of focus and zoom out.
Okay.
You get a ping of magic beyond the door and from each of you.
From beyond the wing?
Except for Saraza.
The admin wing.
And Sobek. And Loran, actually.
Well,
but everyone else has a ping of magic to them, but there is a ping of magic beyond the door as well.
the admin door? Or whichever?
The admin door.
Okay. Can I take the piece of paper, have a look at it, and also mention this, like, I sense that there's some magic coming from beyond that door, and I point to the admin wing.
Yep. The piece of paper is written in the same code that you remember all of the paper from to temple was written.
Okay.
Make an intelligence check to see if you remember how to read it.
Okay, come on, give me another natural 20. Dude, I'm so lucky.
So many intelligence checks for this, but it makes...
Alright.
I'll allow you to do history if you want to do history.
Well, I just rolled. Do you want me to roll again if I want to do history? Wait, what was
no,
this
you
for?
could it would just add a different modifier. If you want to go for history, go for history.
Remember the 9.
It makes no difference to me. I'll go with... Well, I'm trying to recall stuff, so let's just go with intelligence, I guess.
Okay.
18.
18, yep, you can read this. It's basically saying... Let me find it.
This dice is doing well today. I don't know what's going on. This is great. I'm so happy.
Let's scroll all the way down to the bottom. Where is it?
I think that's the most nat 20s I've rolled. 2 during the game and 1 for recap, which I didn't end up recapping.
gosh, I think I deleted it. I spent so long. Let me try and remember what it said. I'm so disappointed with myself.
On brand. Disappointment.
Okay. So you can read that it is a missive to a different temple. And it writes of an attack. I had this actually written out. But it writes of an attack on the temple currently underway. We are attempting to secure the Sphinx. But apparently he never made it.
Okay.
Because it's still in his hand.
I'll relay that, and then if I can, I want to try put the piece of paper as carefully back in his hand, in their hand, as well as I can to make it look like I didn't take it. Okay.
How was your stealth? Okay, you put it back. You think you've done well.
Okay.
Has anyone got a perception above 17? Passive perception.
Nope.
Yes. 20.
20, okay. From behind the door of the administrative wing, you hear the sound of a chair just scrape ever so slightly. Not that.
Who can detect when you? Can I detect when you?
I think there's something behind. Brian points at the.
Who's gonna ready her sword?
Should we go or should we investigate it? I don't.
Do I not have detect good and evil?
Oh, hang on.
Little rip.
Sorry,
okay, no,
let me do that. Should I do it now?
Like all my spells are like banishment and then like a million healing spells.
As you like. If you think it's time for good and evil now.
Yes, okay, I'm gonna do it.
Okay. Detect good and evil. Okay. So, you focus on your sword and it kind of gives off that light. What's the radius of this?
I think it's 30 feet.
Okay.
Should I
a light
get closer
blue
to the door?
Sort of, there's a light blue kind of atmosphere drifting off sword, and you can see it reach beyond the room, and you can judge from the radius you're seeing, you're not close. You have to go further through the administration window. You're up against the door, and it's just a bit further.
Is there a gap under the door?
Do you want to try and shove your sword underneath the gap of the door and see if you can wiggle it around?
I can imagine Karul looking at like the door as this like
just like
he's like
I don't think it's cruel. I don't think it's cruel.
Yeah, no.
We don't know though, that's the thing.
I know, that cruel seems a type.
Can I try that with stealth?
Shove a glowing blue sword on the door. Can I roll stealth?
Make a stealth check with disadvantage, please.
Oh no, please.
You kind of have to shove the body out of the way. You're like,
Blue, you're not thinking of putting the sword underneath the door, are you?
That second roll is so good. That's an 8.
8.
Seems legit.
Push slowly. And it begins to scrape across the floor. And then you get, and it gets lodged. And it's kind of wedged into the wood. And you're going to have to big pull to get it out.
Strength.
Did you at least get a ping on it?
You get the softest ding at the end of your sword. You can feel that it's made contact with whatever this is on the other side. And you detect both good and evil.
Nope. Let's leave. Nope.
What? Oh.
Actually, that might be Paris and Karul.
I mean, they know I'm here, so I could just say, "Hi, we're about to come in."
Make an executive decision, Blue.
Okay, that'd be wicked.
There's a very muffled noise. and I'm going to change the music for this because the song is not right for it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna.
Why is the
just a
music not
strength
right?
check,
What are you changing it
It
to?
was too upbeat.
or is it a dex check? Like
Maybe it's a sad thing. Maybe
I
it's
think
not
you can
a
do
scary
a.
thing.
I think you can do a strength. You know your sword well enough. You can just pull it right out.
Maybe it's a really good guy with an evil chihuahua pet.
Yeah, the
Okay, I'm
slightest,
putting the
softest
music on. I
noise.
need it.
I don't know.
Emma, that's so ominous.
Just what?
The slightest, softest noise. Mm.
This music
Okay.
makes it so much worse.
She's going to get that
Very
gem
quiet.
out. Just in case, just so she doesn't forget that it's there. And just gonna be like, ready.
You hear the sound of a door slam, really loud, on the other side.
Okay. All right. Can we go?
Open the door.
Okay, you
Okay,
pull
I'm
the
gonna
door
open the door.
open, and inside you see the hallway. At the end of which is another door, and on the side is another door leading to a different room. These doors, they each have sort of like a name card on them. One room on the left appears to be the records room. The room ahead of you is the temple office, head of the temple office. And that door is slightly ajar. You can't see into it well enough. It is fairly dim in here, but you can just about see the humans are going to have a little bit of trouble, but that's only so big. So you can make a decision.
But if a door slammed, can I point out that one door's ajar and one door is closed? So like the door to the records is closed, but
Yep.
Is your sword pinging?
You can still sense both.
Okay, can I take a? I mean, can I activate my boots?
Sure. How long does
It's 10 minutes.
10 minutes, okay.
Okay.
Your boots of haste? They'll last as long as the haste spell lasts, which is 1 minute, I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm wrong, let me check it. Hang on, I could be wrong. I haven't checked this in a long time.
Sonic speed.
Boots of haste. I'm on it.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Once the
Okay.
boots property has been used for a total of 10 minutes.
It's an item, so it's probably different.
Yeah, I'm looking in the. Why aren't they in there at all? That's so weird. Okay, that's fine. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
So, Bluey, do you go to the closed door or do you go to the open door?
I guess open door to swing it open and have a look
Okay.
without. I don't know.
Can I follow within range to heal blue if I need to?
Look,
You
you'll know
slowly
if I'm fine or not.
make your way forwards. Who else is going in and what is.
And what is your
That
what?
all cut out.
Everything
What?
cut out.
Who else is going in and what is your march?
I'll come in behind Bluey, but like a few feet behind.
Okay.
Brian's
Yep.
staying with Slayer and Loran, that general area.
Okay. You are in a flying V. Sobek will be behind you and Sarah's will be next to Neff. Courage is in Bluey's backpack still. Slowly moving forward through the corridor. You look to your side and you see past the records room. You keep going forwards. Use the sword to push the door open. Creaks slowly forwards. You go inside, and even though visibility is low, you can see this room is fairly nice. It's well decorated with tapestries of the formation of the temple, that show the formation of the temple. There is a bookshelf, which unfortunately the books have sort of fallen off it and sort of open onto the ground. It appears that whoever was rifling through that left in a rush. There's a large mahogany desk, and there is a chair behind it, in which, sitting, crying, struggling against his restraints, you see Ender-Ashun.
Oh my god.
But good and evil, right?
Oh,
We have Ender's soul. This is not good.
Oh, what?
this.
I think in Draconic, I'm gonna say Ender. If it sounds different, I don't know. Like
Draconic? You just say Ender in a Draconic sort of Like you can't hold back your natural kind of speech. It's like you're so shocked you say it in Draconic kind of vibes.
I guess also like Slya has the thing.
This isn't right.
Something's wrong.
Why don't you...
Okay. Can I get Shu out of the locket and then attempt to put Ender in the locket?
What are you doing? I'm. What are you doing? Are you going to try and put him in the locket?
Yeah.
He's gonna try and resist.
Okay. Yeah.
He doesn't know what you're doing. He rolled a 15 plus.
Nah. Oh, damn.
He resists.
It's a strength.
Ooh. 14.
Hello, Ender. Welcome to the locket.
Is it a 14? Because meets it beats it.
No, my save's 18.
Oh, it was for the locket. Because then he's definitely making it strength. He's a little boy.
Yeah.
Little boy.
Is anyone's getting really bad echo?
I am.
Yep, I am.
Oh, that wouldn't help.
I'll also leave.
Testing. Well, actually, you're muted. It can't be you. Hi.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Better?
I just saw Anna's message. I don't mind playing Lom. Sorry, I just love that. That's so cute.
It's I
cute.
kind of thought today it's kind of like Tom's vernacular influence.
All right, Ender's in the locket.
Anyway.
Okay.
Can you hear if I were to say you'll be okay?
You don't
Yes.
know.
I promise.
You can ask Brian about it. Yes, you say. Okay.
Maybe look. I just want to say it. So okay.
I really don't. Whatever's going on with this, but if we leave him in here for now, maybe we can talk about it on the way. I don't think this can mean anything good.
Do I detect either good or evil?
Yeah, you detect evil.
Can you perception check on the room?
Yep.
I mean, I want to look around as well.
25.
25.
19.
Okay, you don't see anything. What are you looking for, though? I mean, like, are you looking for another person?
Just any presence in the room. I guess could I follow it up with an Arcana check?
You can. You don't see anything that sticks out to you particularly.
That is 18.
18. They similarly to Nephew had gotten a magical sort of like ping from this area, but there's nothing really there now other than yourselves. And there is like residue of magic, sort of like magic that might have been done in the past in this room. You can kind of feel it fading away.
I look at the others.
So he's gonna kind of lean to Loran and just say, if we have Ender's soul in that stone, then who's in the body?
I was about to ask you the same question. This is very weird to me. Are we sure that it's Ender's soul? We got it from a really evil dude. What if he's fucking with us? I know that fucking with us is something I would do.
Cass seemed really shaken up by it.
Yeah. Sobek says, he clearly doesn't have the tome here. We can deal with it later. Can we learn anything about the location of the tome from this room or the next room over? That's what we need to sort of first ascertain.
I think we should just go the way Neff planned.
Maybe in the pile of books. Maybe just picking up like 2 of them. Is there like an alphabetical, like, are they in the same range? Do they have like a similar number?
Make an
that might have a
investigation.
gap? I don't know. This is a long shot for Bluey, but
Can I also roll intelligence to see if this room is of any use to us in regards to finding the tome?
yeah.
Roll an intelligence check, and then I also want to give you some information about the records room. 4. It's been ransacked. You can tell that much. It's at another natural 20.
Yeah. What is the
Yeah.
deal, dude? Holy moly! It's the dodgy dice. Like my
Okay.
my normal net dice. Like,
Good.
What
So-
is the deal?
With
I'm
your
gonna roll on camera next time. This is...
Anna, with your 4, it's been ransacked. You can tell that much. You've seen this sort of thing before. You can't tell more than that. Neff, with your natural 20, kind of seeing that this room's been ransacked as well. You know this won't be of much use to you.
Mhm.
The records room, however, is where the entrance, that sort of spiral staircase going directly downwards to the archives would be.
Mhm.
And also in there are records and boxes of files which talk about who's gone and who's seen.
It goes back.
archives.
I'm gonna leave.
I have a way of finding out where the echo is coming from when it appears, but I need to make myself full screen for that to happen.
And you know that there are keys which you would collect from here in order to access the archives.
Right. Okay, I'll relay that
And
information.
everyone has a personalized key.
Also, I know where the echo is coming from my test.
Okay, where is it coming from?
Well, I know
What
it's
is
not
it?
coming from me, so I just full screen myself, and whoever lights up as green as talking with somebody else's is the other person that's coming with the echo. So, Aelin, it's you.
Aelin, it's you.
It's coming from Aelin's end.
It's me?
Yep.
Okay. That's weird.
So that means some speaker somewhere is picking up audio from wherever you're getting it sent to.
Can y'all hear it now?
Well, I
No.
guess we have to talk and then see, but yeah.
Yep.
Should be all good.
Each person has their own key to access the archives. Usually to access the archive, you have to be the one who owns the key to use the key to enter. That was a weird sentence. You get the impression this might be very important.
Yeah.
Do I know where I can get some of these keys? I wouldn't have had anything like this, would I?
The records room, you would. You had your own one.
Really? Do I
Each
have
temple
it on...
worker who worked in the archive had their own one. You do not have it. The last place you would remember putting it is in the records room.
I'll relay this. I had a key. It was
Is
in the
that-
records room.
Is that the door that was closed?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't want to point the obvious, but if they've left Ender here, they've probably left other stuff for us to run into as well. And they're probably ahead of us.
I also anticipated that. I think maybe they wouldn't have made it easy for us to get down if they've had some time to prepare. I doubt they've skipped out on that.
Okay.
So what do you think we should
Saraza
do?
puts a hand on your shoulder, Brian, and says, "We're off. Let's go with our judgment. Neff, lead the way."
Alright. Which way do we want to go?
What do we need to go forward?
Well, if we want to go, we'll need to go through the records room, I'm guessing, to get the key.
Okay. Then to the records room. There's
To
no
the
other way
records
about it. Okay, Saraza pulls open the door, leads the charge. Ha ha ha, exactly where he wanted to be.
Is Bluey's detect good and evil? I don't really know how it works. Does it detect where exactly the evil is, or is it just like there's evil in the approximate area?
Let me quickly see what I wrote about it.
With investigating around, you have only about 2 minutes left on this, by the way, the good and evil. I think with,
Okay.
yeah, how long you've spent sort of looking around.
I do know where it's located.
Where's the evil?
Hello, where's the evil?
Where's the evil?
You can use it as a sort of beacon to sort of take yourself forward. And you slowly begin to follow it. And you look, and it's behind the door.
The records room.
Behind the door to the records room.
Okay.
Should we be loud? I just want to...
I think they know we're here.
Okay, can I like fucking try and get that door open? If
Should I death ward anybody, or are we all good on that front?
I put my hand up like, maybe do it to... And he points at Loran.
Alright.
Slaya
Death
will
ward,
get
fourth
Loran
level.
if Neff will get Sarazar.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Sarazar as well.
Okay.
Just in case. Death ward, 4th level. I'll pat Sarazar as well.
Ugh.
So I'll get both the boys.
that does look pretty with the lights,
Okay.
Boop, boop.
Not when they strobe, they do this annoying like...
Pow pow, a
it's
quick
like-
2 4th levels.
Okay.
So they've got it for 8 hours now.
I'm still
Nice.
using Daru to teach my kids how to say D, which is fun. Okay.
Let's face this evil.
Get Neff and Brian
Isn't even
like, with
better
Death
sword.
Ward.
What does Death Ward do again?
Thanks, Leah.
It
You touch
pops
a
you back up to 1 if you go down.
Yeah.
The first time?
Yep, the
Yeah.
first time. So the first
How
time
long does it last?
8 hours.
hours.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh,
You
and
ready?
also, if the spell is still in effect, when the target is subjected to an effect that would kill it instantaneously without dealing damage, that effect is instead negated against the target and the spell ends.
Power word kill.
Exactly.
Okay, never mind. Let's keep going. Forget I said anything. That's my worst fear.
Ah, I'm so sorry. I've been forgetting something. Bluey. This is very important. When you activated your sword
Mhm.
and the magical effect began, I think from now you sort of begin to see it properly. As you've been sort of distracted by the tension, you didn't notice it before. On your wrist, there's just a tiny fleck of gold light. It's quite bright when you look at it. It almost hurts your eyes to look at it for too long. It's just a bright little speck on your hand.
I'll very quickly lick it.
It tastes metallic and hot.
We love the character consistency.
Like licking a
That's
torch.
amazing. So
Is it
good.
what?
I want to draw
Like licking a
Bluey just
torch.
licking.
Lily, you're lagging
Very-
a bit.
That's fine. I'll fix it. How about now?
Whoa. You're lagging a lot,
Oh.
but you're better now. Okay, there we go.
You're better.
Okay.
You had like an artistic filter on for a second almost. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Just tell me whenever.
Neff and Slya, you both sort of, as you reach out and bring your hands back, you look just like in a similar place. You have a little glowing light on your hand.
I never knew I had a birthmark there.
Where's my glowing light?
This is
I don't think
concerning.
Bluey would want to point this out. I think she'd want to try and use her sword, like as like go in and be like.
You want to try and cut it off?
What? No.
You want to try and cut it off?
It could be
No.
melanoma.
While the spell lasts for another 2 minutes or something.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
You want to go into
wanna
the room?
use it.
Okay. You want to slice the pie?
Mhm.
Find that evil.
Okay.
Perception?
You open the room slowly. Open the door slowly. And look inside. Sword first. It's a fairly decently sized room. Maybe about 40 foot across, 40 foot down, as far as you can see so far. The front is just a bureau with 2 chairs behind it, which have been turned sort of. One of them's turned on its side. The other is sort of like pushed away from the desk.
Oh, what was 2
There
chairs
are
behind
then-
it? Sorry? You cut out
There's
with...
2 chairs
Bureau.
behind it, behind a bureau.
Okay.
One has been sort of knocked to its side, one is pushed away from the desk. Behind those are rows and rows and rows of bookshelves.
I'm getting it flashbacks.
They go from floor to ceiling, and sometimes you can just about see through each shelf. You can see from this vantage point there is a cascade of boxes at the back of the room, as far as you can see.
Mhm.
It's quite dark because there's no natural lighting in here anymore. You're just getting kind of the glow from your sword and what's filtering in from the open doors. But you can see one of the bookshelves has collapsed in. And make a perception check, please.
Everyone?
You, Bluey. Sarazar will do it too. natural. Ooh, no,
16.
18, not natural 20. 16. Okay. Peering in, and with sort of Sarah's sort of like pointing out, you see collapsed between two of the collapsed bookshelves is a body. It appears to be crushed. The head is completely caved in at the back. Blood is completely dried on the floor as far as you can see. It's quite far away. If you want to investigate properly, you'd have to go closer. But you make a step into the room. You want to run there?
Be quick.
Yeah, okay. You run there, making your way through. Nothing stops you. But you do feel that ping of evil is just in your periphery now, on the other side of the room from where you dashed. You go up to this body, and what are you doing with it? What are you trying to do?
Insight.
Insight check, investigation would probably be best.
Oh yes, sorry, investigation.
You have about a minute, so.
Yeah. 8.
8. You kind of take a look around. You can't gather too much. This body was crushed in between falling bookshelves. They look to be a temple worker. How long are you looking for?
I guess. Did you mention the fact that I was pretty much running away from the source? Or,
You're running on the you dashed in the opposite direction about 30 feet.
I think if nothing sort of caught my eye, I'd want to like go back, like dash back.
Okay, you run straight towards where you can feel the ping event of evil.
And I'm gonna say, body, bookshelves, old.
Okay.
Just very quickly as I go past.
You rush forward, exactly to where you believe that the evil should be, and you don't see anything. But it's right there.
Okay.
But you just can't see anything. And you have 10 seconds to make a decision. You can do one more thing before it pings away.
Fucking show yourself, you bastard!
Damn.
Make a persuasion check. With disadvantage, I think.
Right. God, I wish I could.
I've still got the ominous music.
9.
9. There's no response to what you say. And as you kind of say that out loud, you feel the sort of connection begin to falter and then disappear. And that was.
They're right here.
Slash the air, I don't know.
Like, yeah. Jesus Christ.
What do you do?
What can I do?
I feel like if I'm able to frustratingly try and grapple the air, then I will, like in front of me.
Is everybody else in the room? Where are you looking for this evil?
In the direction Bluey went, I guess.
Okay, so you all follow Bluey to the area where she should be.
Can we close the door behind?
Yep.
Once everyone knew.
You make a point of closing the door. Loran puts her hand up and says, "Do you want me to watch the door, or am I coming with you all?"
You're coming with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
I won't complain.
Or we could have some people stay by the... How far away is Bluey?
It's 40 feet. But you're obscured, you can't see it all.
I'm going to stay in between the two.
Yeah,
groups.
in between the two, I think is good.
In range to 20 feet from one, 20 feet from the other.
Okay. So, with Brian and sort of Neff keeping a lookout. You're sort of with Bluey as well?
I was over by Loran.
Okay, Loran is with Brian, so Brian.
Yeah.
No, Loran will go and assist Bluey, seeing as Brian has Neff.
Brian will always be within 30 feet of Loran.
Yep, the room is small enough that unless you're both at complete opposite ends, you're always within 30 feet of each other.
Yeah.
Unless you're both within opposite ends.
What if we just build an explosive?
Sobek is standing with you, Bluey, and so is Sarah's. And you're trying to grapple the air?
Yeah.
Yeah. You reach
Just
out
in
in front of
case.
you. There's Nothing that you can feel in front of you.
Can anyone see
Anything with solid,
invisibility?
but-
Let me see. Sarasa definitely can't do it, but Loran and Sobek. See invisibility. Yes, he can! Okay.
Noise.
Loran sort of like closes his eyes and opens them, and you see that where his eyes were gold once, they are sort of clouded white, and he looks around. I don't see anything. I'm going to take a walk around the shelves. He slowly begins to walk back, looking up, looking down. Nothing here.
If Loran's by himself, Brian's gonna follow within range.
I expected that he would be with at least one of you.
Yeah.
You walk around, looking in. The next row of shelves.
I'm scared.
Back here, the light is dimmer. For Sobek, it's almost impossible to see. You keep going. Stepping forwards. Nothing here. Turns around to the other bookshelf. You make it through the whole right-hand side of the shelves. There's a sort of walkway in between. Nothing. Turns around. Nothing there. Neff, make a perception check.
This tension, though.
Alright, I'm gonna roll on camera because I've gotten like a crazy amount of natural 20s. Alright.
Can't even say that.
It's so...
Yeah.
No, it's not gonna work.
I can bring it... Wait, oh my god.
3.
Yeah.
Would you like a 9?
So it did come up.
So,
I would like a 9.
would you like a 9?
Would you like that 9?
9
Okay.
plus.
For perception, that's a 12.
Okay. A 12. Now, because you're watching the door, and that is the only reason why you're able to see this. Oh, fuck. It's so high.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know who this is.
No.
From the ceiling, because it's quite a tall room, the bookshelves go up high, and the light doesn't reach there. You see a hand reach down and grip the door.
There's
And
a hand
eye.
in the door.
You just get the glance of an eye, and there's a brief moment where it makes contact with you. And then there's a... And quicker than you could have imagined, the door handle is clicked open, the door out, and something scuttles across the ceiling and is out in the corridor.
Can I run out?
Run after it. Run after it.
Run after it.
Okay.
Okay,
With my
Neff,
last
you're the
bit of-
only one close enough who would be able to go out and see it in time. Everyone else is at the back of the room.
good.
Alright, I'll
Everyone else
sprint.
at the back of the room, or Blue. But Bluey, you have to react to Neff saying it. So Neff, you're the first one out of the door. Where do you look?
Exactly where it left on the ceiling.
On the ceiling? Nothing there.
Can I look around?
You look around, make a perception check.
Alright, shall I do this on camera again?
You can if you want. You will
Alright.
need a natural 20,
We totally trust you, Thomas.
It's
I think.
Yeah, it's fine.
okay. I'll do it on the white paper. Maybe this will make it easier.
I really trust you, don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if you can see what that is. That's a. Can I bring the camera down? It's working.
You can, yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, anyway, it's a 15 on the dice.
Okay,
I promise I don't cheat.
add your perception.
That's an 18.
18. You look around, you can't see anything. From beyond the door to the administration wing, you hear a slight.
Can I run after the noise?
You run up to the door to the administration wing. You look outside. What are you looking for?
For the source of the noise.
Make a perception check with disadvantage.
Alright,
It's so quiet. Bluey, you're out by this point with Neff in this area because your boots have taken you so far.
okay, that's...
Bluey's there.
That's a 5.
Everyone else, I'm assuming you're following.
Yeah.
Could
Okay.
I with
You
the
guys are out in the
crystal-
corridor by this point. It's bright light here because you're out in the entrance where you came in through.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have it ready anyway to fucking do a 30-foot cone of potentially blinding light.
Oh, good. Okay, so Neff,
Oh,
what are you
what-
doing in order? What are you doing? How was your perception check?
It was terrible. It was a 5.
A 5.
I don't know
Shall I
what I'm
try?
looking for. I'm just looking around. My eyes are darting all over the place.
3 ways they could have gone. There's the entrance. There's back the way you came to the other side, the temple head office, and then there's the 2 doors.
Was it cool?
If I heard the noise coming from this direction, if I ran this way, then I'm guessing it must have. If it made the noise, if it was the same thing that made the noise that was running out of the room, then it must have gone through one of the other 2 doors.
There's only 3 places that could have gone from here if it's hiding. If it's waiting, it could be anywhere.
I'll just.
I mean, we
I'll
just
keep
know that
looking
we're-
around the room without moving, but I'll wait for everybody else to either
Okay.
come up
By
to
this
me
point,
or...
you all would have gathered if you wanted to leave the records room. You did
We
leave
need
without getting the key.
We need the key.
Yeah.
We need the key.
And we knew they were here already, so like...
Can I tell the others where to get the key, and I'll just keep a lookout?
Sure.
Okay. Where is it?
It's on a wall with a whole row of other keys on like
Neff.
pegs.
Why don't you get the key and I'll keep a lookout?
Okay, that sounds like a good idea.
Neff, are you under 170 pounds?
Yes.
Yes, I think. Scroll
Because I
up.
could carry you. I could carry you unencumbered and I could try and use the last of my quick running to get you to the
I am
keys.
100 pounds.
Can I do that?
You want to
Do
carry
you
me?
need... Okay.
Okay, yeah. I
I mean,
should...
if just to quickly get back.
Sure. If
Do
we
I
can do
make
it quick.
a strength check or something, or?
I think I'm light enough, but that's up to Emma to decide.
What are you doing? Sorry, my mum was just calling me and I had to tell her to call back in an hour. Yes.
Carrying Neff and using the last of my boots.
Strength check.
Quick strength check. Okay.
I'm super light. I'm 100 pounds.
You are
13.
severely underweight. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's almost
Magic
skinny as-
tiefling.
Brian almost
Baby
died at
Brian.
105 pounds, just saying,
Yeah.
and he's the same height as you, so that's dying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would check that.
If that is the case, then I will swiftly be talking to you. But Bluey, what did
13.
you roll for your strength? 13. You're strong. You can do it.
Okay.
But who is going back and getting the keys? I want this established.
Bluey and Neff.
Bluey and Neff. Okay, you dash back. Neff, because I think as you're going through rooms, the reason I'm having you make so many intelligence checks is as you go through rooms, things are jogging your memory. So
Yeah.
the information that you get from these rooms, you might not have had beforehand. In the moments where you're making decisions of where to go.
Yep.
But when you're there, things become clearer. So,
Okay.
for example, you know that these keys are on a wall near the door. You look to the wall where you do see some of the keys are still lined up. Most of them have scattered across the floor.
Okay.
But they're all very unique. They're standardized in shape, but they have a unique personalization to them.
Okay.
And you can see that both yours and the key for Paris are gone.
Oh no. I'll relay this information to Bluey. Hey, my key is
You-
gone and so is Paris's. This is really bad.
Make an intelligence check. real
Alright.
quick.
Come on, I rolled
This
a million natural
Fairly
20s.
high
Give me one more.
DC. but you did see the hand, so.
This is a 15. I'm rolling my roller.
There are a couple of ideas you have. You can't tell exactly. It's like, you know, when sometimes you get the impression of something happening, but maybe it didn't happen exactly how you remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why whoever was here. But
To confuse
to get
us?
the key
Or okay.
for Paris. Maybe. But you
Maybe
can't tell.
who? What?
Maybe the reason whoever was here was to get the key.
Fuck. Okay.
Are there any other keys?
There are, but you aren't there.
Is
You're-
the nature? Do I know that it's the nature of the keys that only the person who it's for can like use it?
Neff knows that, but if they relay that information, you would know it.
Do I know that?
Can
You
we
do.
just take any key?
And I'll respond by saying to Blue's question that I think it's no. It has to be the person.
Ah!
Emma?
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, that's what I'll tell Blue. Can I investigate any of the other keys just out of curiosity? Like, do I recognize any other person's key?
You see that everyone you've met, Gelda, Carvey, Safta, Safta you didn't meet, she's dead. Rickard, everyone else you've met, keys, you do see them there. You see there are keys for people who you know to be dead now. Some keys are gone. The standard procedure was if you could take it with you or keep it with you, do. But there are just, there are keys there.
I wouldn't.
They've got
mind.
names and things on them. I can read you off countless names.
I know anything about, like, is it really, like, hard-lined? What I know about them is what I know about them, or is there anything more to them that I could maybe find out by investigating them further? Like, is there a way that I could use another key to enter the thing, or is it just... It has to be
No,
mine?
you know that in the records room, the records of who's been entering and exiting are that's where the sorry, that's where the records. I'm about to sneeze.
Bless you in advance.
Delayed
So
sneeze.
unsatisfying.
Hello.
Okay, I'm fine. All right, you know that the records for who has been entering and leaving the archives are kept in the records in one of the boxes. There is a box on the bureau desk, for example, which you can have a peek at, which would sort of give you an idea of what this is.
Okay, I'll have a peek.
Okay. With your dark vision, you can see it. Oh, gosh, my sneeze blinked my glitter into my eye. With your dark vision, you can see this record is an archive permit pulled out of a file organized by date. It lists the name of those who were offered access to the archive from the years 512 to 522 AR, which is the years about
Which other year is what?
beginning 10 years ago,
Right.
till now, just maybe a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, no, beginning like 11 years ago and ending like last year.
Okay.
Neff, you were born in the year 501.
Ooh.
On this page, one name is circled. It is the name Nefel Karadman Yazar.
Cool.
There is dust on this page that you can also see.
Alright, I'll wipe away the dust a bit.
Yeah, it's quite thick. You can see your name very clearly. And that's what you get from that.
Okay. Can I skim through? Can I look through like the the more recent entries? I mean, what am I looking for here? This is a record.
Yeah, the more recent entries. You know that very quickly after you were rescued, the temple had to be evacuated. No, sorry. Yeah, very quickly after you were rescued, the temple had to be evacuated. Those people who weren't already with Lorella had to make a very long and difficult journey to go and join her. But one of the last people to enter the archives was Paris, and similarly to like what you've just done, sort of smudged dust here has also been pushed away over the name.
Okay.
But you didn't do that. Not with someone else.
All right. What's the last entry in this? Like the very last entry?
Kashan and Gilda.
Okay.
Last people to enter in.
All right.
Yes, Louis.
While that's happening, can I pick up the 7 nearest keys to me?
Sure. Yes, you can. You have 7 keys.
Okay, thank you.
Neff, make a. Actually, I think this would probably pique your interest.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back over the last 10 years, if you are rifling through it, consistently 2 things pop up. 2 names in succession, which are just question marks.
Okay.
Sort of recurring over years. But whether it began in that 512 or whether it began before that, you don't know. But definitely every year, 2 names are just question marks.
Do I know what the question mark means in terms of it being in the records, or would I have no idea?
It means they were granted anonymity.
Okay. Can I roll some sort of check to see if I know anybody that might want that, or if that's just foreign?
That information is kept between Kashan. It would have been kept to Kashan, the temple head.
Okay. Fair enough.
Can I rejoin Neff and kind of say we have to?
Yeah. I'm gonna go up and scoop up as many keys as I can, and then we'll leave.
Cool, you have thousands of keys.
Thousands of keys, that's fair.
I'll say you have 5 and Bluey has 7, and actually that's pretty much all of the keys on the floor, because not many people were granted access to the archives. Only those who were sort of specifically chosen or put there in work.
Yep, alright. We'll rejoin
All
with the
right,
others
you
then.
guys rejoin outside.
I think.
And
Like,
Cyrus is kind of
maybe-
on his guard, and he asks, Neff, did you find anything? You have your key.
There, my key is missing. Paris's key is missing. Paris's name in the records was discovered, I guess is the best way to put it. It looks like somebody looked for that page and smudged out his name it removed the dust where his name is circled.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
For the 2 other doors, since we didn't go inside, could I roll a perception check to see if either of them have been opened?
It's a survival check.
Survival?
See if you can. A survival check, yeah. To see if you can see if there's been any disturbances. The only way you'd be able to tell is disturbances in the sand in the floor.
Yeah. 13 plus. Where's my survival? Plus 5. 18.
18, okay.
I love how everyone does the math before me, and I'm just like,
Okay.
yes.
So, if you look out at each one, you can see that the doorway leading into the living quarters was the one that was opened.
Should we... Brian points this out. Should we go after them?
I think so.
Leading us into a trap.
We already knew they were here.
Do we want to walk willingly into their grasp?
Brian has a moment.
I'm happy to go wherever you think is the best idea, and I'll try my best to lead you, but I'm not sure which way is the best way to go.
Neff, you're the one who knows this temple. If we go this way... Can I make an intelligence check that... Because I'm kind of guessing it's Sinestre, but I don't know if Brian would be able to do that without...
You didn't see... At this point, you have no description.
Okay. So he
you don't
didn't know
actually
that
even
they
know
were...
that the
slinking.
person came from the ceiling at this point.
Okay,
Neff
so he has no
really
idea.
Any of that information.
Oh no, I would have mentioned that it
Or
was...
even that they were
what
a
I was-
person, so you have to explain...
Yeah,
so
okay, I guess
do you
I'll
say
use that time now to say that, like, what I was running
Okay.
after was exactly how I saw it and describe it that way.
Okay.
Based off that, can I make an intelligence check?
Yep.
That's cocked between a 13 and a 1, so I'm gonna roll again.
Roll.
10 plus 3, 13.
13. You know what you're getting yourself into to a certain extent. Like, you know that somewhere down here there's Sinestri Vashar, Karul Paris, and Joral. Equally, on the side of the same coin, you've never been here before, and you don't know what you're getting yourself into in terms of what to expect, what they've prepared for you. So it's your call. It could be. It could also not be. It's hard to tell.
Nev,
Yes.
if we go straight across the fields, is it just open fields all the way?
I think we don't have anywhere to hide if we want to run through the fields. It's pretty open and flat. From my memory.
But at least we might see them coming. I have a feeling they know where we are.
If you think we should go through the fields, then I'm happy to lead you that way.
I just don't like the idea of being cornered in small rooms by knowing what we do of them. But what does everyone else think? Should we chase or should we
I just want to
go?
go. I just want to go somewhere.
Sobek looks impatient and looks like he's about to say something, and Loran puts his hand up and is like, shh. By this point, they're either so far away from us with this key or with whatever they came here for that it doesn't really matter where we go.
Well,
or
actually,
they're waiting for us and they're going to pounce on us at some point.
if they did,
they're going to fight us anyway.
If they took the key and didn't take the stairway straight down, then maybe that might still be fast enough to get there before they do.
If it's not blocked.
If it's not blocked.
There's something I really don't like, the idea of going down a long single file staircase, but
You also didn't check that staircase.
If we 100%
I would
do it now.
What was that, sorry?
Is the staircase enclosed or is it open?
I'm going to draw it.
I would opt for the least dangerous terrain possible.
I'm imagining like a staircase that's just like open and heading like straight down,
Yeah,
like a
like,
spiral down, like a
right.
massive chute or something. But I don't know if I'm imagining that correctly.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian doesn't like that.
I actually do like the aesthetic of that. I love like dangerous staircases leading down
Yeah,
to the
but
depths.
do we really want to face Karul on an open chute staircase, single file, when he can just light that shit up?
What if, actually,
Yeah,
hold on,
no.
what if we summon the flying carpet, get on the flying carpet, and take that all the way down like an elevator?
Because he can still turn it into a
it's like-
chimney.
So first of all,
True.
this is what it is.
Ah, okay, I get you.
Down and down and down and down. Very tight curves. It's about 30 centimeters to 35 centimeters across, one person at a time.
30
So
centimeters! Whoa!
Dude, that's like...
Oh, sorry. No. That's like not 30 centimeters. 30 inches. Sorry, inches.
yeah.
So like it's about that wide across.
I was gonna say, how skinny are we?
That's 30 centimeters.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, 30 inches across.
That's heckin' claustrophobic.
Yep. And you know it's hundreds of feet down.
Yep, I opt for the fields, but public vote.
Yep. I mean, if we want to go, if we take anything other than the staircase down, we won't make it there before them, if they're heading there. But I'm happy to take
Well, if they're not taking it either. We have a carpet.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever that was appeared to be running.
Can I get courage to check its...
I will do this valiantly for you, personally.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And be safe. As soon as there's danger, come back up and tell us, and we'll have to come back up.
That's why they don't call me coward. They call me courage because I stand up to the face of danger. So don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Zoom, he zooms off.
Stay safe.
I think when Bluey sends the dragon off, now Brian looks a bit impatient as well.
Zoom, comes back. It says it's got an out of order sign on it.
There we go.
Did it look flimsy?
Yes. It was a piece of paper. It's out of order. Looked quite old.
Neff, do you know anything about an out of order stairs?
I can
Stairs?
roll something to see if I do.
They
So
they
good.
have the key.
Doors are
They're going.
to literally destroy this game. Like there's 2 doors and then there's a staircase. Okay, you can make an intelligence check.
They literally have the key. They're on their way. We're talking about out of order signs.
Dude,
So
They also have our key probably too.
Sorry, what was I rolling? Intelligence?
Getting down.
Yep.
17.
17. You think the best way to judge would be to go back and look at it yourself to examine the handwork,
Okay.
the calligraphy.
No.
I relay this
As people are
information.
beginning to
I'm waiting for
As people are
orders.
beginning to stress about the key, I want you to also make another intelligence check.
Sweet.
So much intelligence.
Everyone? Or
Just Neff.
That's a 7.
Bye, Aelin. A 7.
Mhm.
Okay, never mind.
So,
Can we just go down?
Yep.
what would you guys like to do? I'm just here to guide.
Go down.
I've literally said what I wanted to do 3 times.
All
Brian
right,
says from the back.
Sarah
I'm gonna
stops
reach
everyone and
for the door with the fields and open
Sarah,
the door.
stop! Wait, everyone, stop! Right,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what we want to do at
I'm
this
just
point.
bickering.
It's what we need to do. What do we know we need when we get down to the fields? To the archives?
The key, probably.
The key. What don't we have?
The key.
The key.
Okay.
Okay, who can look for the key? Can anyone find the key? With magical means? With ideas? Where it might be? I checked your
key
inventory
may-
when you left, Neff. It wasn't on you. I remember this, because I went through it myself.
You went through my
The key
inventory?
may-
I checked what you had in your bags.
Okay, fair enough.
Let's look.
I hope they
what
weren't too messy, I'm
Lorraine
sorry.
Can do
If the,
I-
if
They
the
were
key,
the
Cannot
bags
do
of a
it.
teenager.
if the key made contact with the in total 12 keys that Neff
Locate
can
object!
right now-
Lorraine is amazing!
Lorenz has been waiting this entire time, just like.
He's like, my moment.
Lorraine's just like,
Surely, if we had some
can
way
find
of
this for
detecting
you.
it, somebody would have spoken up by now. So I guess nobody does.
I can find this for you.
Loren, it's been 84 years.
Nobody asked.
Oh, it was such a good line for that, but no.
Yes. Okay. Now I need to look up the spell locate object to see how far the D reaches. It's 1,000 feet, right?
That
Locate object.
seems right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Locate object. Good stuff.
Lol, thinking we're gonna fight the boss. Meanwhile, first room of the dungeon. Let's go.
Yeah,
You
Hi,
guys
guys.
are still here.
I know Brian apologized, but he's got like a
1,000 feet.
twitch going at this point. He's just
I found it. I found it.
Nice.
So worth bringing me along. Come. And he starts walking towards the entrance to the living quarters.
Ah, yes, my first choice. Let's go.
Should we,
okay.
should we get on the
We can
carpets
come
and-
back out.
That would
don't
be
know.
counterproductive. Let's go.
Well, no, if you said
Brian
there were
looks
ways
like
to
he's
cut
just like-
across. You said there were ways to cut across. Neff, you said there were ways to cut across.
We can change paths as we go, I think.
Okay, well, we will find one of those if you want to still go to the fields. Okay, goes. He puts his hand on the door and just pulls it open. Who's first?
I guess I'd like
Sarasa
to
starts
go
walking.
near-
I'll follow behind Blue and Sarazu.
Okay, tanky boys at the front. Everyone else
Same
follows.
kind of deal.
Same kind of deal. You make your way inside, and I have a sketch of what this room looks like because it was very confusing. I realized. So, this is where you're coming in from. You walk down a sort of 30-foot-ish corridor and into a atrium, which is this open triangle space. In front of you is a banister which goes around in a square, and it just leads into the entrance to the stairs, which start here and go back and wrap around. As you go in and you peek down, you see they go down and down and down and down, maybe 7 or 8 levels, maybe more. You can't quite tell from here. But because the only light source is coming from the open doorway, it descends into darkness.
Okay.
On this floor, there are 4 rooms. And do you want to do your gem? Because Sarah's is like, Sobek's like, I'm blind.
Just to have light, so it doesn't. It's 30 feet bright light, and then another 30 feet dim light.
Okay.
Light.
You kind of focus on it, and slowly the light begins to grow from beneath your hands, and you see the room around you begin to illuminate. Neff, now that you're back in here, you start to sort of recall slightly better what this room and what this area was like.
Mm-hmm.
There were 4 bedrooms on this level, and they go further and further and further down.
Mm-hmm.
The further down you get, the more common / larger the dorms become. These higher rooms are reserved for mostly sort of higher ups in the temple workers sort of hierarchy, or people who worked in the administration wing, and would have to have access to the records, the archive, more commonly.
Right.
As you make your way through, you see that you are in sort of entranceway, and there are 4 rooms on this level.
Mm-hmm.
And Loran says, I don't think it's up here. Further down.
Further
And
down we go.
Okay. You start making your way towards the sort of dim black staircase. He motions to Bluey. Will you go first, seeing as you have the light?
Yeah, can we get on the carpets though? Like,
We can do this.
Sure.
And go through the center, which is, hollow.
Cool. Okay. So I will say, if you do this, eventually you're going to lose sight of each side of the stairs, because the 30 foot across is just only going to get you to the illuminating the banisters in dim. You'll be able to see in the corridors. It's just going to be like going down the shaft in darkness.
Can those with dark vision still see, or is it the same?
Yeah,
kind of
those with
deal?
dark vision can still see, but it's going to be, again, it's, sorry, with the restrictions of whatever your dark vision says. So if you can see in grayscale, you can see in grayscale. If you can only see up to 60 feet, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sobek is completely blind. He's relying on that light.
Oh.
Okay, so.
Carpet out.
Okay. You are on the carpets, and you fit down slowly, slowly, slowly. About 4 levels down, Loran says, stop. In there. And he points to the eastern side of the right-hand side of the stairwell. As you maneuver your carpets down, you realize that on the actual staircase and in the corridor, there's not quite enough to have your carpet out, so you disembark. And you find yourself in front of a door. Do you go inside?
Arcana check the door.
Oh my gosh, so many doors. Okay. Make an Arcana
Every
check.
door we go through. However many rooms you have, Emma, that's how many days it's going to take us to get through this.
Yeah, I know. Just realized.
That's a 13.
Okay. You can sense something, but you can't tell if it's coming from you or if it's coming from Loran. Actually, I will mention, those who have like the golden flecks on their hands, they are bright in this, but just up about like a 10 centimeter sort of like light.
Is that everyone in the DC except Brian who has that?
No, it's only, I've been keeping track. Slya, well, yeah, actually, it's everyone in the DC except for Slya, Bluey, Neff has it. Sorry, Loran has it. Sarah's Brian, Sobek, and Courage don't.
Okay.
Sorry.
Alright, through the door we go. It seems fine. I can't sense any
It doesn't hurt, does it?
threatening magic coming from the door.
Blue just like...
Okay. All right, you pull the door open, and it's a pitch black room. Except you can see. How's your dark vision?
60 feet.
60 feet, good. Okay. You can see in sort of dim lighting. Okay. This room has been slept in, you can tell, recently. Whether it's so recent that the person would still be here, you don't think so. Whether it's within the last few months, possibly.
I think somebody slept here within the last few months.
You can tell this because there is food on the table which hasn't yet composted away, but it's molded and stale and smells.
I've deciphered this from the food left on the table.
The bed is not made.
But they haven't made
but
their
it is
bed.
slept in.
All right,
there is a wall with there is a wall covered with pasted pieces of paper.
Ooh.
There is a pile of clothing in the corner. And there is a large wardrobe. And that's pretty much everything in this room.
Loran, where do you sense the key?
Points to the large wardrobe.
Into Narnia we go. Into the large wardrobe. Let's go. Let's inspect.
Okay.
I'll let Loran
Loran reaches
take
up
the
to
lead.
there's a key in the wardrobe door. Loran turns it. Slowly pulls it open.
Brian's right there.
What could go wrong?
It's completely dark inside.
Can I be up close and shine the light?
He reaches in because he can see. You got your scissors ready. Because you guys have dark vision, you can see in those shades of grey the outline of clothing, just like the shoulders of a jacket, and like kind of like bundles of fabric in the corner. But the jacket is the only thing hanging up. And Loran reaches into the pocket and pulls out a copper key. Is this yours?
Do I recognize it?
It's yours.
Yes, it is.
Before you take it, he kind of holds onto it for a second longer and says, I want you to know I hated that.
That looked very scary. It was like out of a horror
Yeah.
movie.
Closes
The
wardrobe
tension
door.
is like,
It's like you see
As
the
you turn
shoulders of a
around-
jacket. No, it's the shoulders of Karul who's hiding in the closet the whole time.
Cool turns around.
Sorry.
Hands
As you
extended out of the sleeves.
turn around, you get a better look at a shape on. It's on that same wall where there's papers and clippings, sort of all pasted up.
So there's a what on the
And-
wall? A shape?
A shape.
Okay.
It's strange. It's jagged and flat. And Bluey, if you approach closer, you see it's a clipping from. I'm gonna sneeze again. I'm sorry.
That's
Never
fine.
heard of I'm gonna sneeze again.
I'm fine. I'm holding it.
Tension's too important.
I'm fine.
Do you want to get a tissue,
Hang in
Emma?
there.
No, I'm fine. It's not like I've got like snot or anything. It's just there's the fizzy thing, the fizzy feeling.
We're
You see a
not too
clipping
far
on
from
the
the
wall.
floor.
And it's a sketch
Oh.
of a book. A sort of rectangular, unassuming black tome. And it's been scribbled charcoal black over the cover. And it's just pasted at the top of this board of papers. As you kind of get a closer look at the papers, you do see a little bit closer something on the floor.
No!
What do you think it is?
I was scared. I have like that tension height where something needs to happen or I'm going to cry.
It's a dust bunny.
On the floor, you see a book.
Okay.
This big. Book you recognize. A leather-bound journal. belonging to one Elijah Rashun.
Oh my goodness.
As you go down, take a closer look at it. Is anyone going to pick it up?
No.
Okay.
I will.
All right,
I want
Slya.
to.
You pick it up.
Okay, right.
Lily, you're lagging again.
Bluey and Slya both reach for it at the same time. Your hands
So- oh.
touch. You have a look. Who pulls away first? Who gets the book?
Slay would pull away first if Bluey wanted to grab it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
You pick it up, both of you kind of looking at the cover between you. And as you rise, Bluey, looking at the wall, your gem of brightness really illuminating it now, you see that these letters, these clippings from books, these torn up pieces of scroll, chronicle at first what appears to be a single journey made by, it says, 2 companions from Ganarok to the Axe, to Kemerat, to Kalkan and the Winter Palace, via sea. The more you read, the better you can see. There is a little addendum under each sort of chronological place with more information. One says, at the end, attacked once. Then there's a note addendum to that. That was the first contact, but they were incorruptible. You kind of scroll across the wall. The next clipping that sort of catches your attention seems to almost be an account or a letter of something you'd never seen before. He had a dream. He told me about it. He said that they spoke to him. They said that where Saloon's domain ends, your journey will end also. And then underneath that, there is a list of the domain. Navigation. Navigating. Tracking. Wanderers. Seekers. Diviners and dreams. Good. Neutral. Lycanthropes. And the season of autumn. And there is a line drawn under 1. Navigation. And you can see where the paper would continue, say more, instead it has been torn. The rest of the notes that you can read here talk about the movements of Arcanist Elijah Ashun. They track his visits to Kalkan, which took place every 16 years, for a year, every 16 years. Aside from one time, he came with another on these visits. Each time stopping in the Temple of Abundance, arriving and leaving at night, through purple worm tunnels. Under his name, there is an arrow, and 2 names are written. Lolthor question mark. Makes all the difference. And the final note that you see, which sort of ends the chronology on this wall, reads, what happened after the 16th pilgrimage? Last known location, Elijah and the man Odyssey, Eldralith's Watch. 1 emerged dead. 1 did not emerge at all.
Whose journal is this?
Elijah's, isn't it?
You recognize it as Elijah's journal.
But why would
This
Elijah
information-
write the notes, I mean?
Oh, as in the notes, sorry, the notes on the wall. This is not a journal that you're reading. This is a
Yeah, sorry.
wall.
Who's made the notes on the wall?
Do we recognize the handwriting?
Can we do a check?
Take a look at it. Investigation check?
I'll investigate for the sake of it. Maybe I recognize him, and maybe not. Who knows?
17.
Does it match up with what was on Ender's finger when that was cut off, or when his arm was cut off?
You can look at the arm and check. I don't think you'd remember it that well.
Okay.
Nat 1.
I was just trying to see if... Oh, wow. I was just trying to see if I recognize the handwriting. I got
Yeah.
a 17, but I don't know.
Oh no, so
Okay.
you definitely don't recognize the handwriting.
Okay.
Brian.
I'm gonna hold out the book in case someone else wants to hold it, because Bluey's not making connections. Really.
So I got a 21 investigation.
Handwriting. Do you look at the hand? Or do you just go off your gut?
Just going off her gut.
Doesn't appear to be the same.
Okay.
Sarah's has taken a step back and is looking at something else.
What Sarah's are looking at?
The piles of clothing.
Do you notice something? Brian or Sarah?
He doesn't say anything. And then he turns. What he's picked up is a breastplate. And it's a breastplate that you've only ever seen 2 people wear the likes of. Sarah and Jera. One betrayed us. When we saved you, Neff, the reason they found us was because one of us betrayed us to them. And they were here.
Okay. That's... I didn't know that.
He did tell you that. It was a very long time ago.
Did he
I
actually?
understand
Okay.
it.
Oh,
Yeah, I
wait, no,
remember.
never mind. I do
It was
remember.
a very long time ago.
Sorry,
was a person
my
called
memory is a
Len.
bit bad, but now I'm
It's been
thinking
in the
about
chat
it.
it's been in the NPCs thing for ages. There's just question
Thinking
marks.
a little bit about it. You know what? You're right, and I do remember, and it's coming back to me. That's wild, bro. No.
Wow.
How long ago was this left here? When is it from back then?
He kind of has a look at it. It hasn't been worn in a long time, that much I can tell.
What do you mean by a long time?
Months, maybe.
Okay.
Longer. I couldn't.
So where do we go from here?
I mean, we have the key.
Yeah.
Archives?
Archives.
To the archives?
Yes.
Do we want to go down through this way then?
Brian will be quiet and wait for everyone else to make a decision.
Sure, let's go. Ness starts walking.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay.
As you file out, each one of you getting back onto the carpets, pushing off into the center of that room again. In darkness except for the light from Bluey's jewel and the faint lights glowing on your hand, you descend ever further. And that's what we'll pick up next time.
My tension didn't break!
I'm sorry, we don't have enough time. I'm sorry.
Almost 4 hours today. Nice.
Yeah, I would have gone for longer, but I feel bad.
Yeah. Feel
I
better.
have to go through a week of work. Tension. It's fine.
We can do it. We'll make it. We'll be back next week. I think.
Yeah.
No one died.
Mm-hmm.
True.
You have the Fountain of Friendship waiting for you, whatever that is.
The Fountain of Friendship.
It's just written in my notes. I don't know what I was thinking.
Oh man.
Okay.
I've got one more page of note space left here.
Ooh.
That's so good. I made a lot of notes this time. By that I
Mhm.
just mean that many. I do not. That's not a lot of notes for all of you guys. I know this, but give me something.
Hey, I like your notes. I like the
Thank you.
drawing of the building. The goat. Matt Mercenary.
I will say the Chernobyl soundtrack is real good for this. It's a real tension builder.
I
I'm
don't
sorry,
think I can amp up my tension anymore.
I don't.
Yeah.
We could go for 10 minutes more if you really want to, but I don't know if
Unless the
that's too much.
tension's gonna break in 10 minutes. I don't know.
I think it's good. We'll have time. I think next
We'll have
session
time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
will be good.
The
I'm
cliffhanger is only going to get worse.
Yeah.
There is
Sorry,
no
pal.
better from here, only worse.
I've been sitting on this temple for a long time, so I'm glad that you guys ended up going through almost every door, even if it took you 10 years to decide.
Hmm. I don't feel so good. I'm going to leave. Thanks, guys. Bye
Bye,
bye.
dudes.
Thank
I'm gonna go
you.
make dinner.
All right. Bye.
Bye,
Thanks, Emma. Much
guys.
love.
This is fun. See you.
Bye.